Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. It's Ray right here. Thank you for joining me. Joseph, I'm back again, mate. I'm doing a lot of these lives this past week because some missus ain't here. I thought we'd have a deep dive into YouTube again. Just some random stuff, just see what we can see. I think YouTube is probably the best resource for videos that's ever been created. Really, really good. I really enjoy it. I like laughing at lefties. They do a superb job of entertaining me. I fucking love it. Funny as fuck. The police, I love exposing the police and telling people what I think of the police. Bunch of fucking idiots, every last fucking one of them. Absolute fucking numpties. Every last one of them. I like supporting the auditing lads. I like showing their stuff. I like making sure that they've got some traction on their videos. I love doing that. So why not? Bonjour, Frieden. Bonjour, bonjour. Fred, bonjour. John, hello, mate. Yeah. So let's get at it. Who have I not shown you in a while? Who have I not had a look at in a while? Mr. Robinson? I hope not hate investigation. So I'm on I'm just looking at Tommy Robinson's YouTube channel there. He's got over 750,000 subscribers, which is a fucking huge amount of people. Should we have a look at the Tommy Robinson debate? Let's have a look at the Oxford Union. Oxford debate. Let's have a little look-see. So this is from 8 days ago. So this is something called, and this is directly from the Oxford Union. They have, I think, been pressured. This was 8 days ago, and I think they've been pressured into uploading the full debate. Let's have a look at this then. Yeah. Buzz, polite camera action has disappeared. They do, mate, from time to time. They do. Watch DT puts the girl in a place. Tommy. Let's have a look then. Let's have a look. I've seen clips of it. I've seen Lawrence Fox. I've seen bits and bobs. Let's have a little look, see. So this is. Hopefully this won't like.
I'm pleased to open this evening's debate. And I'm pleased to...
Just before we get into this, if I disappear or if this stream disappears, it's because obviously it's copyright. I never know what fucking channels have got this like copyright thing auto done. Chris, hello mate, not to see you. So yeah, let's have a look.
Call on Mr. Oliver Jones-Lyons to open the debate for the proposition. Mr. Jones.
For the debate for the proposition, I'd like to propose this to the fucking House. That's why I always say that whenever I show you a video. Let me show this to the fucking House. I always think I'm in this kind of room. I would love to be in this kind. Obviously, they're never going to invite Ray here. They're never going to invite Ray.
Jones-Lyons.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It'd be remiss of me not to begin by noting what an honour it is to be speaking today in what will ultimately prove
Oliver
to be one of those
Jones-Lyons,
historic debates
Director of
that
Finance,
shows why this place
Oxford Union.
matters.
Hello.
Despite external pressure.
So who have we got here? We've got Tommy Robinson, of course. We've got Lawrence Fox, former actor, now activist, maybe sort of politician. We've got some geezer next to him. I do recognise his face. I don't know who he is though.
Internal pressure, political machination.
This house believes the West is right. This house, the proposition, this house believes the West is right to be suspicious of Islam. This will be an interesting one to get into.
And every type of motion under the sun. This house voted clearly and decisively 2 weeks in a row to have this debate and live up to this society's name of being the last bastion of free speech. We are here tonight because that principle matters and this motion matters. I rise to propose the motion that this House believes the West is right to be suspicious of Islam.
So just for the people in the comments on my live, do you think the West should be suspicious of the religion, of the Muslim religion, of Islam? Should people be suspicious? I don't know what that actually means, actually, suspicious of Islam. What's the proposition is a little bit vague. Suspicious of what? The ideology of the religion, the people that follow the religion, are they too extreme with their views on religion? Just for, for argument's sake, and just so I'm clear, I don't like any religion. I don't like Christianity. I don't like Jehovah's Witness religion. I don't like Judaism. I don't like Islam. I don't like Roman Catholicism. I don't like Catholic fucking anything. Anything. I don't like it. I think it causes problems everywhere. I think religion absolutely causes issues anywhere it goes and anywhere it touches.
The rise of Islam in the West has been the most notable and significant demographic change in the West over the course of the last few decades. Its effects, both positive and negative, are well known. But if we are fully honest with ourselves, it is certainly not a secret that the West is in fact suspicious of Islam. Tonight, the proposition will not cower away from the issue being debated here. It is not whether the enlightened West should be suspicious of every religion. It's about Islam.
I don't like the word suspicion. I don't think the word suspicion is good enough, and not just for Islam either, for all religions. The problem is with the Islamic religion, it's been linked to that much terror and oppression, and in the modern day, we can talk about the Crusades with Christianity, awful, the Spanish Inquisition, Catholic shit, awful. But in terms of like modern day stuff, that there isn't a religion out there that is not linked to terrorism more than Islam. A lot of the major problems we have in the world are from Iran, an Islamic State, from Afghanistan, from places where strict Sharia law is in full flow and allowed to permeate and ferment and rot the fucking society that it's in. Am I saying that the Muslim religion as a whole is bad? Well, I don't like it. I think it's bad. I think the whole of the ideology of Islam is bad. But I also think the whole of the ideology of Christianity is bad. Could you argue that there are some good aspects of both religions? Yes, of course, you could. I don't believe that you need a moral compass from a holy book written God knows when and interpreted in God knows how many ways. I'm an anti-theist. I don't believe in religion being the be-all and end-all of someone's life. If that's the way you want to live, fantastic. But the minute you start telling other people how to live their lives because of your religion, you're fucked. If you have to say to your daughter, your wife, you've got to cover up your face and your body just in case the blokes around you start getting randy, that's a problem with the religion, that. If Catholics The Pope was responsible for many, many babies and women in Africa contracting HIV because he said condoms were bad. You know, what's worse, a condom or HIV? Well, it seems like the Pope at the time thought it was condoms were worse. Christianity ran through a lot of places, you know, a few centuries ago, just killing people because they didn't believe. The problem is religion as itself, not just particular ones. Although you could argue that in modern day, in the last say 100 years, it's the Islamic faith that's caused a lot of issues. Super strength Viagra, right? I just thought I'd put stay hard.
The burden for side proposition will be to prove the good reason exists.
I don't
To
know
find
who it
uniquely
is.
justifiable
Thanks for
reasons.
speaking, but I want to hear from the opposition.
Stephen
Oh, here we go.
EVE Online is a
Yaxley Lennon, known to his hooligans as Tommy Robinson,
Hang on.
to spend more time
Hang on,
unemployed.
hold your
Thank you
line.
for the opportunity to speak tonight. I am a history student. I love digging up the past, though not as much as
So, Aisha Khan Aziz, chief negotiations officer for the Oxford Union. Fucking hell. Get me.
some people who have studied every terrorist attack since 9/11 and yet somehow miss the 12 centuries of Islamic history that came before.
Oh, this is where they fall down for me. I've already mentioned that there's been good things with Islam. I've already mentioned there's been good things with Christianity, good things with Catholicism, good things with Judaism. But you can't get past what's been happening in the modern day with terrorism regarding Islam. You can't. And it was brought to fruition September the 11th, 2021. It's 2021? 2001, fucking 2021. A Space Odyssey. So, you know, when 9/11 happened, everyone was like more awake to it. Oh shit, these extremists are fucking, they're serious. These people are fucking, they're trying to cook everyone.
But since we are doing history, let me give you Cato the Elder, since the West likes rooting itself in its Greco-Roman traditions. Cato ended every speech.
Have you noticed she's saying this in the West? Just for clarity, she's saying this in a capitalist, free democracy, although, you know, it's getting worse, but a free democracy. She couldn't say any of this in Iran. She couldn't say any of this in, you know, major Islamic country. She wouldn't be allowed.
In the Roman Senate on grain prices or foreign policy with the same line. Carthago delenda est. Carthage must be destroyed. He never argued it or proved it, he just repeated it, incessantly and relentlessly, until the Senate felt it in their bones, until Carthage felt inevitable. Eventually they went and burned it to the ground and salted the earth so nothing would grow again. We do not have to go back 2,000 years to see how this ends. We can look at simply last week in Belfast. A stabbing on a street left a man fighting for his life at the hands of a Sudanese refugee here on a legal residence permit. Within 48 hours, mobs were going from door to door looking for them. 27.
So that wasn't a good thing, of course. I don't agree with mobs whatsoever. That's ridiculous shit. I can tell people who are angry and frustrated when they see stabbings on their streets. Remember Lee Rigby? That, you know, the awful attack on Lee Rigby that eventually ended up in him getting murdered by two absolute fucking lunatics. You know, I'll leave you to look at what religion they were basing their fucking ideas on. I find it really rich that she stood there in a privileged position in a country that she probably fucking hates. Don't know the girl, but from what she's saying, she doesn't seem like she likes being in the UK for whatever reason.
People were made homeless overnight. A Ukrainian family burned out. Muslim parents who were asking their white neighbors to keep their children safe while they stayed in their houses and waited for the inferno to come. A 2-month-old baby was pulled from a burning house by firefighters. Northern Ireland's Justice Minister said it plainly. Bad faith actors who could not have found Belfast on a map a week earlier were deliberately stoking people onto the streets, and that is the absolute definition of racism.
Don't know if that's a definition of racism. Don't think it is. I think it's people being frustrated and wrongly, absolutely wrongly causing mayhem. Absolutely disgusting. Shouldn't have happened. Never should happen. You shouldn't be attacking people randomly. Excuse me. Just because something bad's happened, you shouldn't be doing that. That's fucking ridiculous shit. Why would you do it? Why would you do that? It's nonsense tackle. Why would you do it?
But before I make that case in full, let me acknowledge the distinguished bench in front of me tonight. Oliver JL, I begin with you. You dropped out of your GDL course to spend more time unemployed at the...
So now she's going for the old personal attacks. She's going to try and personally attack everyone that's on the opposite side because she's probably got no substance in her arguments for the actual proposition, which is the West right to be suspicious of Islam? Come on up, Bill. Come on. Go on, Bill. Jump up. Got the dog here. So she's going to do the personal attack route, and she's going to smile throughout it because she's fucking stupid. And this is the person who is head of negotiations, the officer of negotiations at Oxford. You couldn't make it up. Paul, hello, mate. Richard, hello, mate.
The Oxford Union. And given how many times a Muslim candidate has stood between you and the position you actually wanted here in the Union, perhaps tonight's motion...
You can just tell how inadequate she is for this job. She's a child. She's acting like a childish fucking moron. It's a stupid thing to come out with. Why attack the person straight away if you're in this position? If you're in an Oxford Union doing this debate and all you're doing is saying, oh, well, you're fucking jobless. But I can do it on YouTube because I'm taking the fucking piss. But she's supposed to be in a very professional capacity, in a very respected capacity. Food Toy, hello, mate. Vector, Ross, Angry, hello. And she gets a clap, and she's happy that she gets a clap from it. Fucking idiots.
Perhaps tonight's motion is less about the West's relationship with Islam and more about yours. Stephen Yaxley Lennon, known to his hooligans as Tommy Robinson. Stephen, there is a crowd outside rioting against you.
Listen to what she says. Listen to what she says. And she absolutely blows up, forgive the fucking terminology, blows up her whole argument and the people that are behind her. She blows it up with what she says next. I've seen this bit.
Tonight, and without the protection and generosity of a Muslim Palestinian president and a mostly South Asian executive committee, you would be quite literally cooked.
Imagine saying that in the Oxford Union, saying that if it wasn't for someone else's protection, I don't care who it is, the mob outside would cook you, would kill you for your beliefs and the things that you believe. And she stands there with a smile on her face saying it. And these are supposed to be people in a seat in Oxford who are highly educated and are supposed to be way cleverer than you and me. This is why you never take any kind of fucking lecture from people who say, I've got a degree. What have you got? Because they're fucking idiots. A degree doesn't make you fucking intelligent. A degree doesn't do that. A degree says you went to a certain place at a certain time for a number of years. That's all you did.
Then Lawrence Fox.
This is your chance to invest in Mouse.
Ringo, hello, bonjour.
Actor, politician, however, I think his most memorable role might be the ex-husband of Doctor Who's Rose Tyler, founder of the Reclaim.
More personal attacks. She hasn't got she's got no substance in what she's saying. And she really needs to be careful here because there's plenty of material to go at on her. she's really fucking childish. You know, is that due to some fucking weird childhood she's had? That she's never been told no. She's never been told that she's wrong. Living in a fucking Western country, enjoying all the benefits of that, and then just going after everyone and saying the West is bad. Fuck off.
Party, which at the last general election reclaimed approximately 0.02% of the British vote. Also,
More than you got. Did you run? Did you run for any election? Oh no, sorry, you were too busy trying to climb the fucking holy ladder of Oxford Union. Go and get yourself fucked off, you stupid bint. Look at a fucking hairline here. You can always tell someone's an absolute rat with the fucking hairline that comes down to the fucking eyebrows.
a former GB News presenter, former because GB News let him go, which, if you know anything about GB News, says something quite specific about the threshold. Finally, Jonathan Sacradotti, a core memory of my Michaelmas 2024 Oxford Union experience. However, you wrote an article in The Spectator merely 2
They hate the Spectator. They hate They hate it. Really weird. Really, really weird, these people on this side.
days ago. There, you insist sharing a panel with Stephen
I thought
Yaxley
it was the
Lennon
biggest
is not a
holding
reflection on you, and that guilt by association is beneath serious argument, only to spend the rest of the piece asking Muslims to wear the guilt of a minority who share nothing with them but a faith. You cannot demand that logic for yourself, Jonathan, and deny it to everyone else in the room.
Point of information. My argument was with the ideology of Islam, not with individual Muslims.
I read the article and it was a bit very self-apologetic about speaking here tonight.
So you've got no evidence to what you're saying. It was just how I felt about it. Shut the fuck up. MJ, hello.
Mr. Chair, these are Madam Speaker's guests, and in the spirit of free speech, they are most welcome. The proposition's argument is seductive. It says, look at the threat, look at the attacks. Suspicion is just and prudence. I do not need to deny that Islamist terrorism or an Islamist threat is real. I need to show you that collective suspicion of Islam is irrational, counterproductive, and morally catastrophic.
I think she's shooting herself in the foot here. Not me. Hello, Carrie, mate. Not merely by fucking just going after the just weird personal attacks in this setting. She's not on YouTube. She's not on TikTok. She's not, Ray just having a rant. She's not. She's there to argue against a motion that the other side are putting to her that the West should be suspicious of Islam. And she's going after, not the argument, but she's going after the people that are saying the argument. Once you start doing that in this kind of setting, you've lost. You've lost.
So let us be inductive. Let us look at what that suspicion actually produces.
Not
After
yet,
9/11, the West treated Islam as a civilizational enemy and called that suspicion prudence. The result was not safety. It was Abu Ghraib. It was Guantanamo Bay. Men who were held for decades.
Guantanamo Bay. It was Abu Ghraib, Guantanamo Bay. You can get yourself fucked off. You can get yourself fucked off. Afghanistan was training thousands of terrorists. And here's my problem. Here's my problem now. Because we've had such a fucking weak set of individuals who've been leading this country, we have untold amounts of people now in this country that could have been trained. I don't know how many. It could be 1. It could be 10,000 that have been trained as terrorists or within that fucking sphere of evil. And even if it's just 1, it's 1 too fucking many. And there's your problem. There's your fucking problem.
Without charge, men like Ahmed Rabbani, a taxi driver from Karachi, sold to the Americans for $5,000 because they thought he was someone else. 20 years in a cage and he never once was charged. His son Jawad grew up on a 15-minute phone call a year, a father who would only say he is in jail. At 13, Jawad went on the dark web to watch his father's torture videos. For years, he believed his father must have deserved it because, in his words, you don't torture anyone for no reason. He did not meet his father until 2023. A grown man meeting a stranger at an airport because suspicion took his father before he was even born. That is what suspicion produces. Not security, but the very monster it claims to defend against.
I sort of get that. What was the old adage from one of the a quote from, I think it maybe was Lincoln, that said, those who prize security over liberty deserve neither. I think that was what he said. Meaning that if you are suspicious of everyone, in that case, you act in a suspicious way towards everyone, you don't deserve the liberties that you've got. And I think that's correct. I think there's something to that. So she's got sort of a point here. You can't be suspicious of everyone. But that's not the way the world works. Just look at the auditing videos that you get out there nowadays. Just look at that. Why is she even mentioning Guantanamo Bay? That was in the US sphere. That's nothing to do with Britain. Yeah, that's true.
And a childhood stolen from a boy who committed no crime either. When it is not states, but ordinary people who act on it, the ledger is just as damning. 2 genocides of Muslims in 30 years, Bosnia in 1995, Myanmar in 2017, a pogrom in Delhi in 2020, all fed by the same elemental claim that the proposition is making tonight.
No, absolutely incorrect. The Bosnian War was absolutely disgusting. My friend was there. He served in the army there. He saw some horrific stuff I can't even mention on here. He told me about it. It was disgusting. Anything where people are oppressed for the religion that they practice, as long as it's a benign religion where they just practice it and that's it, where they're not forcing it on anyone else, there shouldn't be any problem, should there? There shouldn't be a problem with that. There should never be an issue with that. But once you start to tell other people how to live their life because your religion says so, there's the problem. Eyes on the audit, allow mate.
That Muslims are foreign, violent, a threat by nature rather than by individual acts. The motion, at its core, is Samuel Huntington's argument, which is the clash of civilizations, Islam and the West, placed as mortal enemies in a struggle that only one side can win. Published in 1993, it has shaped Western policy for 30 years. So let us test it against the evidence. The evidence, they say, is ISIS.
That's not shaped Western policy for 30 years. A fucking book shaped Western policy for 30 years. That's stupid. That's really daft.
Palmyra, the Bamia Buddhas. Look, here is the clash. Here is why suspicion is rational. All they do is destroy. So let me take them to Jerusalem. In the Al-Aqsa complex, which is the third holiest site in Islam, there are Gothic rose windows. Crusader stonework preserved by Muslim custodians for 8 centuries. Salahuddin Ayyubi took Jerusalem.
That doesn't mean that's ridiculous shit. That doesn't mean that Islam is accepting of Christianity. It doesn't mean that at all. Now, I don't know enough about Islam to start quoting verses from it. I don't know about prophets that well because I don't really fucking care. But what she's doing now is, I think it's a fucking straw man, this.
Jerusalem in 1187 and left the Christian stonework standing. That is not a clash of civilizations.
And what did Erdogan do for Hagia Sophia?
I'm talking about Jerusalem. The evidence and denied.
Denied because she knows that she's in the wrong here. When people stand, well, as far as I know, when people stand up in the Oxford Union and they like a point of order, I think it's called, where they can challenge something that's being said, and they just say denied. I don't like it from either side. I don't like that. I think if something's genuinely being fucking contested, you should answer it, whether you're on one side or the other.
Bamia, when the Taliban first proposed destroying the Buddhas, scholars from Al-Azhar University in Cairo flew to Kandahar to argue against it on theological grounds. Hazara Muslims took up arms to protect them. That tradition tried harder to save those statues than the West ever did.
Love Roblox?
No.
Earn Roblox digital gift cards with Microsoft Rewards.
I urge you all to vote against the motion tonight. Thank you.
Sit down.
I thank the Honourable Lady for opening the case for the opposition, and I now call upon Mr. Tommy Robinson to advance the case for the proposition.
So Tommy's getting some cheers, and you can tell that these people here, there's a lot of people here that just don't like Tommy Robinson, because he's very outspoken and shit. Eschew destruction, Lance Corporal Wayne John Eddie Edwards of the Royal Welsh Fusiliers was the first British soldier killed in Bosnia. He was a neighbour who lived on the next street. That's terrible, mate, yeah. Angela, hello, mate. So she's an honourable lady, but just but he's just Tommy Robinson. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
First of all, I'd like to say I'd much rather be watching the England game than in here tonight.
Keep it real.
Right. I've simply come here because of the commitment to free speech that Arwa had for this event. I know you have totally opposite views to me.
The House believes the West. Yeah, that's.
I know that people may step into the field of inviting me somewhere without realising what it's going to face. So I'm fully aware of the backlash you would have faced, but I congratulate you on your defence of free speech, and that's the reason why I've come tonight.
That's not to. So what's she on about then? That if it wasn't for security, you'd be cooked tonight. That's a fucking threat if ever heard one. And she smiled when she said it. This bitch here smiled when she said it. This fucking idiot. You've got the fucking hell. Rees Mogg, he's there, fucking hell.
Yeah. I'd also like to congratulate Aisha on her first great speech. And I'm sorry that your family aren't here today to have watched that. But it wasn't my supporters that have attacked them outside. It's not my supporters who are causing a rabble or smashing the place up and attacking police officers. It's not supporters on our side of the debate either. It's supporters on your side of the debate who are out there causing mayhem.
Correct.
Yeah?
Correct.
So before talking about Islam, I'd love to believe what Jacob...
Look at the size of this fucking guy behind him. He's barely fitting in that shirt.
And the others on this panel believe that we shouldn't be suspicious of Islam. Jacob, there's 480 Muslims who live in your constituency. 0.5%. You probably can't find a Muslim. There's 3 mosques, the main one being in Bath University. I'm from Luton Town. We have 80,000 Muslims, 45 mosques, 33% of the population.
45 mosques in Luton. That's a lot. That's a lot. For a country that's supposed to be predominantly a Christian country, and I've got no stake in that. I don't really fucking care. But that is 80,000 Muslims and 45 mosques. That's a lot.
So I asked myself, why would a non-Muslim be telling any of us that we shouldn't be suspicious of Islam? Well, of course, Jacob does not have to live with the consequences of his own disastrous government of the Conservative Party and their policies, beliefs only the elite can afford to hold. So to Islam, first, should we, the West, be suspicious of it? I want to be clear what Islam is, because it's not what any of you say it is. It's not what I say it is.
It's not massive.
It's not what we wish it to be. And it's not what your friendly local imam or your taxi driver or Mr. Andalusia decides it is. Islam is defined in the Quran. Muslims that believe the Quran to be the word of Allah, written in an eternal book in heaven and revealed to Muhammad in the 7th century.
This is a problem with all religions, this. This is a problem with all religions. They all say shit like this. They all say, you need to adhere to this because God said so. That's a problem with all, not just Islam. Jacob, he was opposing, yeah?
And it's the Sunnah, the excellent pattern of behaviour or exalted standard of moral excellence as defined in the Hadiths, which record his sayings, actions and silent approvals or disapprovals of Muhammad, and in the biography. And the whole idea, by the way, is based on accepting that Muhammad is the final prophet, because the Quran says so, and the Quran...
When you start believing paranormal stuff from an old book, you've got problems, you know. And I wish we could jump 500 years into the future, and maybe if, like, Harry Potter, the book of Harry Potter, the first one, the Philosopher's Stone, if that was found and someone looked at it and thought, fucking hell, there was someone called Harry Potter back 500 years ago. Have you read this? Motherfucker was living under the stairs for a fucking few years. Holy shit. What else did he do? Well, fucking hell, he was trying to shag Hermione. Oh, fucking hell. We need a religion for this. What should we call it? Harry Potterhead and the religion of wizardry. We'll start a religion. We'll do that. And if you don't wear a fucking wizard's cape round your face, you can't be part of it. And if you fucking unbelievable stuff, yeah, we'll have fucking Dobby in it as well. Dobby can be the devil. This is the problem you get when you start reading fucking holy books that mean fucking nothing.
It's the word of God because Muhammad says so. So, seeking common ground. I'm not here for a fight, contrary to what everyone believes.
He's a wizard, isn't he, Harry?
Everyone thinks everywhere I go, I want to fight. I want to find some common ground.
Dave,
finding common ground with Islam. Muhammad said to the Christians of Najran, come to a word that is just between us and you, that we worship none but Allah, and that we associated no partners with him. So Islam presents itself as a religion that wants to seek common ground with others. Come to a word, Muhammad was saying. Let's find some common ground. Nothing to be suspicious of there, right? But it's the no partners. That's the key. Islam says it wants common ground, but the common ground must be Islam. Christians must deny Jesus is the Son of God, a partner.
Writing a book is hard.
I'll get fucked.
Knowing if it's good, even harder. Neat manuscript analysis.
But anyway, let's look for some common ground. Okay, that's what we want to find. I've seen how this works, Andrew, so I'll take as many questions as you want at the end. I'm just going to finish my speech.
Fair play.
How many of you in here are gay? You don't actually need to put your hands up, okay? In the Quran, through the story of Lot, homosexuality is condemned, and 4 of the 5 major schools of Islamic law think it should be punishable by death.
This is where Islam absolutely falls down. This is where there's parts of that religion that's indefensible. To say that you should be put to death or that you should be treated badly for being gay is insane. Insane. It's only been in the last, 50 years, 40, 50 years that Christianity has had to get on board with gay people and homosexuals within the Christian faith. Female vicars, we've had female bishops. They've had to adapt with the times, and this is when you know it's a load of bollocks, because if something's correct, you don't have to adapt to it. You just stick to it. If something's correct, if you think it's real.
Maybe I'm going to finish my speech. In fact, 24 countries where Islam is the state religion.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, if it's your first opening speech, yeah, you don't want to. I suppose you don't want to be, and that's fair to say for the other side as well.
Have criminal penalties for homosexuality. 8 of them is punishable by death. So while we're on the, maybe if you're gay, you might maybe be a little bit suspicious of this. That's in Afghanistan, Iran, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Yemen. They kill you for being.
That's insane, that. And it's insane that you see these people in this country, the lefties, on the fucking streets, protesting for Palestine, protesting for queers for Palestine. It's insane to me. It's the lamb voting for the slaughterhouse. It's stupid. Wolfman, hello, mate.
Okay. Who's protesting about this? When these countries, state legislators or governments visit our country, who protests? Awa, I'd just love to finish it.
Point of order has been raised. President.
As per discussions with previous speakers, we did agree that we would take information from fellow speaker, guests, and audience members. If you can respect that as part of a constructive debate, it would be very much appreciated.
But this is his opening debate, and I think I didn't. That this was like daft on my part. This is the opening debate. The girl before him, Aisha, she had a right to say no to someone, and I thought, I don't like that. I like to see people be rebutted. But if it was her opening speech, then fair enough. And this is Tommy's opening speech, so it should be that he's got the right to give his premise first. Now, what she's trying to argue is, no, if someone says, they've got a point of order and they want to fucking come back at you or something, I don't think that's how it works. It could be. I don't think that's how it works.
President, for that point of order. Mr. Robinson, I think the idea that the President's putting across is...
Hear the question first.
Take a question every now and then. Take a question every now and then.
So we're not doing opening speeches. We're not doing opening premises. You've got to take a question. See, I wouldn't do it like that, but I've not been doing it as long as...
Okay. Thank you.
Can we at least agree killing people because they are homosexuals is never okay? It was never okay then, and it's not okay now. Now, I'll have to listen, won't I?
But yeah, he's now feels like he's got to take the question.
I'll see how this works.
Where does it say in the Quran or the teaching of Prophet Muhammad that someone who is homosexual or gay should be executed?
You don't need to convince me, mate. You need to convince the 8 Islamic countries that are killing them, the people who are being thrown off rooftops. Go ahead.
He's got a point, I know. Fucking hell, he's got a point. Why is he asking Tommy Robinson where he says it in the Quran? Why don't you ask the people that are living in Islamic states, in Islamic law states, that question? Why aren't you asking them?
Have your argument with Hamas, go have your argument with ISIS. You don't need to convince me. Now, please, if I can just finish. Again, let's talk about sex, okay? How many of you have had sex since you got here? I want to see your hands up. I knew that was coming, right? You see, You see, the Quran prescribes 100 lashes for the male and the female involved in what Islam considers illegal sexual intercourse. That's the Quran 24:2. But Islamic scholars have gone all in on this issue, yeah? Not just lashing. All schools of Islamic law prescribe death by stoning. If a
Death by stoning. And I hope you've never seen this. I hope you've never seen a video of stoning. I have. A few years back, I saw someone online being stoned to death. It was a woman, and it was horrific to watch. And there were, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Nothing can put you in the position where you think that other people are thinking this is okay. And it was from, I think it was from a news report. I think not Al Jazeera, but something like that, like a localized news company from maybe Iran. And it's just horrific, horrible.
Person is married. And the Shia school, Jafari, prescribes 100 lashes before you're stoned to death. So maybe, if you think no one believes in this, if you think no one believes in this barbaric stuff, in 2023, the head imam of the Green Lane Mosque, the head imam, you can watch this video, actually gives a seminar to his congregation on how we keep the modesty of the woman before we smash rocks at her head.
It's insane, isn't it? It's insane. It's insane that this is being allowed to be fucking... So, let me get this correct. A Christian preacher can go on the streets of the UK and talk about verses from the Bible that say that homosexuality would be a sin, which I don't agree with. I don't agree with that. But he's got the right to say it, I think. He's got the right to say that it could be a sin. He's not saying that someone should be stoned to death. He's not saying that someone should be killed or hurt or whipped or put in prison for this. The person would just be saying the religion doesn't agree with it. And if you want to be a Christian, you need to change your ways or whatever. How is it that we get the police turning up on streets, arresting people for free speech like that, but we don't get any Muslim scholars or heads of the Muslim faith when they're teaching stuff like this in mosques, in private or supposedly private, and they're teaching weird shit like this? It's absolutely crazy.
She has to be buried up to a certain level to preserve her modesty.
Point of information. Is what you are discussing not abuse of Islamic scripture, not actually what is discussed in the Islamic scripture? Give me examples from Islamic scripture in Islamic law, not cherry-picked examples that have been taken out of context. Give me examples from the verses of the Quran that back up your arguments.
Should the lady... The simple question is,
correct, Wolf,
should the gay person who was thrown off the rooftop have been suspicious? Should the lady buried...
He comes up with a very, very convincing argument, doesn't he, Tommy? This is a very convincing argument. The woman's just said to him, should the person who's been thrown off the building be suspicious of Islam in that country? Should the person that's committed adultery be suspicious when she's been buried up to her waist in stones to keep her modesty and then be stoned to death because she's probably been raped, and that then leads to them saying that she's been unfaithful?
Into the ground, having rocks smashed at her head, which is the law which I'll get to.
Does it matter what the Quran says when Muslims do not practice it? Does it matter when the Muslims who are professing exactly what you just said are the ones who are saying?
Yep. Now,
He's got a point. So the lad there, I don't know whether you heard that, he said, well, does it matter what the scripture says if the people that are practicing that religion and interpreting that religion are interpreting it that they can do that? Does it matter what the scripture says?
25 countries where Islam is the state religion have criminal penalties for sex outside of marriage.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's unbelievable.
9 of them is punishable by death. So again, no one needs to have this argument with me. You don't need to convince me, okay? You don't need to convince me. Again, who's protesting about this?
It's a very strong argument, isn't it? It's a very strong premise that he's put in there. They're saying to him, well, can you show us in the scriptures where it says this is allowed? Well, I haven't got to. Have a word with the people that are doing this in Islamic countries. They're not doing this in Christian countries. They're not saying that. They're not saying that if you go out on a night out and fucking get rogered, the next day you're going to be caught and fucking strung up. This is really fucking strong.
At least agree as a room. Can we look for some common ground with the Muslim community? Stoning people for having sex outside of marriage is never okay. It was never okay. It's not okay then, and it's not okay now.
Since Jewish law says the same thing,
I'm not here to talk about Jewish law.
Should we be suspicious of Jewish law?
That's not.
He's got a point. He's not there. Oh, Angela, sorry, mate. Hello.
Oh, it's right.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Very good, very good.
Will you be consistent, sir?
That's not the question here.
Oh my God, sorry.
Say that again, Angela. You might be a bit too close to the mic there.
I was just a bit too listening and talking to myself. Sorry about that.
Ah, no worries, no worries.
Can we at least agree with the Muslim community, okay? In modern Britain, where you're preaching to what now, 4 million Muslims, we can just put a line through the verses in the Quran, yeah? The parts of Islam's sacred text that says these things are not okay, they're not practiced now, they weren't okay then, and they're not okay now. Can we meet in the middle somewhere?
Do you think that's fair, Angela? What he's just said?
Yes, I think I do. No, I do. No, I do agree with him. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't hear exactly what he said. I've missed the last couple of minutes trying to...
So what he said there, just at that point, he said, can we all agree that there's some verses in the Quran that need to have a line put through them and said, well, it wasn't okay then, and it shouldn't be okay now, stoning women, throwing people off buildings because they're homosexual. He said, can we all agree that right here, right now, that's wrong, and that a line should be put through those? Because I think that's fair, mate.
I do too, yeah, absolutely. And I think again, like with all religions, the Bible's just as bad. So, but again, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
There's more horrific things in the Bible than the Quran. So
there's stuff in the Bible that's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
It's awful,
really fucking stupid.
It's where they say about how save all the young girls for yourselves that haven't been touched by a man. What?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like messed up, isn't it? But that's okay. Isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So I think there's bad on both sides.
Oh God, yeah.
And have you accept the verses in the Quran today?
Will you demand that Orthodox Jews put lines through the Tanakh?
Oh,
would you agree that Orthodox Jews put line for the Tanakh as you are requesting Muslims to do?
I think you're confused at which debate you're at, okay? And the motion of this debate. Now,
and he's got a point there as well, because they're not discussing Judaism here, because that's a different topic. They're discussing Islam. And the last time I checked, there wasn't half as many fucking issues with Judaism in terms of like the way it treats other people, the way it treats people that have got no business even fucking going near. I mean, it's very strange this to me that the guy wouldn't stand up and say, "Oh, I totally agree with you here. I would put lines through some of this text because it's not right."
I agree.
It's crazy shit.
Let's turn to good old Muhammad, okay? According to Islam's sacred text, an exalted example of moral excellence. Well, in 2014, ISIS, again, because this is important, because they're following scripture, ISIS, when they captured Yazid...
Sorry?
You won't even let him speak.
That's wrong.
Ask any Muslim whether they believe ISIS is following Islamic scripture, and you will find that no Muslim agrees that they are actually Islamic.
That's absolutely false. She can't say that no Muslim agrees that they're not following Islamic scripture. I can guarantee you now, of the 4 million Muslims that are in this country, there will be, whatever percentage it is, there will be some people that say that ISIS are following the scripture to the letter.
I think what she's meaning there is that, like, there's ISIS are the extremes, aren't they? And they're the ones that are on the terror list and stuff like that. So it's the general day-to-day Muslims that you get in this country and throughout do not believe in that side of the Islamic faith, I believe.
That's a fair point. That, but in
so
terms of like
to commit terrorist acts, I mean, that's not what all their agenda is. Now their agenda is just to have a life. Yeah.
I think the majority of the fucking of Muslim people that I've ever come into contact with are just normal fucking people that fucking just want to get to work, chill out when they can and fucking. But the problem is, it only takes 0.01% of those people to be extremists, and then you've got big fucking problems. And that's not to say that fucking, Christians haven't got those kinds of people in them, because of course they have.
You don't hear of it as much, do you? Though with that, you don't.
Yeah.
We don't. I
That's
don't.
the problem.
Yeah, we don't. I don't think. I don't. I know.
Once again.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask.
I'm sorry, Madam President.
I just finish
think
my
the point
speech?
has been made. You must allow the speaker to continue.
In 2014, ISIS captured Yazidi men.
Imagine building a website with your name on it. With Base 44.
And boys. And what they've done is they pulled their pants down. They surrendered. They pulled their pants down. Anyone who's had any pubic hair was shot in the head, and some of them had their heads cut off with knives. You can watch the videos if you want online, yeah?
Oh, I'd rather not.
Okay? They were following the example of Muhammad, who, according to Islam's own sacred text, presided over the execution of up to 900 men and boys, which was the Jewish tribe who had surrendered, and any male prisoner...
Have you noticed here, though, every time he's putting these things up now for debate, they're standing up and wanting to contest it, which is fair enough if this is the premise of how this situation works, if this debate works like this. But that Aisha, the girl that stood up earlier, she only had one person question her.
Yeah.
I don't get this shit.
Let me finish. Any male prisoner who had pubic hair was executed. That is what the practice that the Muslims in 2014 were following. This is why scripture is important and then why we must be suspicious. Now, consider the fact, I'll just finish, please. Consider the fact that there are no Jews, none, in any of the 26 countries where Islam is a state religion. Countries which once held thriving Jewish communities. This is not an accident, and there are precious few Christians in any of these Islamic countries either, that once had majority Christian populations. You see, one way or another, these countries are following the example of Muhammad. I will certainly expel the Jews and Christians. Excuse me, can I just finish?
They need to let him finish his point, don't they, before they start jumping up.
Yeah.
Certainly expel the Jews and Christians from the Arabian Peninsula and will not leave any but Muslim. That's a quote of Muhammad, Sahih Muslim. Sahih being the authentic, considered most authentic hadith. Please, can I just finish?
Wonderful. Thank you. On the point. Sorry.
You don't have to accept. Okay. So, of course, put your hands up if you think it's okay for a man older than most of your dads, say in their 50s, to marry someone in infant school, let's say 6 years old, and consummate that marriage, rape, when the little girl reaches 9. By the way, that's year 5 doing key stage 2. No, please, because I know many of you gentlemen should have...
Do you know what I think the problem is with this, though? When people mention this age thing with Mohammed and, how old she was and stuff.
Yeah.
First of all, you've got to believe that this actually happened.
Yeah.
Because if you believe that happened and the person called Muhammad was real, you've got to also then believe what it says. He went up to the moon on a winged horse and cut it in two. You've got to admit that. Then it's the same as Jesus.
Yeah.
If you believe in Jesus and doing all these good things, he went around fucking Jerusalem, preaching, be good to each other. But you've also got to then say, okay, he fed 5,000 people with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes or whatever. You've also got to believe that. You've also got to believe that Jesus rose from the dead. It's weird shit.
It is, absolutely. And I think also there's the whole fact that Jesus and John the Baptist and people are all the way through the Quran as well. So it's, it's one of them, it's just the most closest religions that are, even compared to Judaism, it's just... Yeah,
but you know what? Like I was saying about the fucking Harry Potter thing, if in 800 years or 1,000 years into the future, everything gets forgotten about Harry Potter, but then some geezer digs up the fucking some kind of fucking dirt and he finds a Harry Potter book.
Yeah,
Harry Potter's now Jesus.
Yeah,
Harry Potter's now running around on his fucking broomstick, having a laugh with everyone and saying "fuck you, Malfoy," and the devil is now Malfoy and fucking what's other geezer, Professor Snape. You know,
Yeah.
Hermione's fucking running around trying to fucking shag everything that fucking walks. You've got fucking Hagrid. Yeah,
Sorry.
fucking unbelievable shit.
It is, absolutely. It's just crazy. I just think it's all just mad because when I always just then think back to when we look at this country as a whole, it was only in the late 1800s when we actually changed the age, the consent age, from like something ridiculous like 10 or 11 to 13. Do you know? So that's real life now in this country, not something more than thousands of years ago. That's like this country, do you know? And so, and that's the same for the other countries like India because we ruled them as well. And so we can't, that's why I find it really difficult when you've got the religion on one side, but then you've got the law on the other. And yet over there now in these countries, their age of consent is 18. So it's, do you know, I just find it really, when you've got, when the facts are there, but then you have people's opinions and people's beliefs on things, and it just kind of gets a bit frustrating.
Oh, yeah. So, age of consent, for me, this is just me talking, I think it should be 18. I think when you're an adult, the legal age for having sex should be 18.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be 16. I think that's all. I think having it at 16 has always been a fucking issue. And I think the reason that they had the age of consent at 16 was because they realised that teenagers can be promiscuous. You know, when I was 15, 14, 15, and I found out my old chap wasn't just for pissing out of, I thought, oh, girls, yum, 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 thank you very much. That's what I thought, you know, as any young lad probably will do as heterosexual. But for me now, as like a father, and, you know, I've got a daughter, the thought of her doing anything fucking hell past 21 turns my stomach. Do you know what I mean? As a father, just being a fucking overprotective father, the thought of her going into her 30s and not being a virgin is hell to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. Yeah, definitely. I remember because I got pregnant at 16 with my daughter. She just turned up, so I have to mute in a minute, but she's 28 now, I think. She's some age anyway. But like, so when I was pregnant, my mum was like, "You can't come around here. What will the neighbours think?" And I'm like, "Well, they'll think I'm having a baby." But you know, the worst thing about it was like, "Yeah, I'm having a baby," but it was about I've had sex. That was
yeah.
That was it. You know, like people knew that, and it was like, "Oh my god," like that was the most. Yeah, with the neighbours, I think, willingly, consensually. I don't see. I'm going to mute one sec. Sorry.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Have your hands up at this point, no? We're going to get onto it, but you agree that Muhammad was perfect. As we know, he married a 6-year-old, had sex with her when she was 9. We've previously had this discussion.
He needs to sit down, this bitch.
Do you think children should be suspicious of Islam who are studying Key Stage 2? Now, please, can I just finish? And of course, can I please finish?
Order.
Please let me finish. You can get on.
The speaker declined. Please let the speaker continue.
And I must mention Quran 65:4, where God, debatable, God spells out the rules for divorcing prepubescent children. Okay? So let me read it. And for those who have no courses, not yet started your periods, who are still immature, their iddah, their waiting period is 3 months. What has happened for a child to be married, and this is the Quran telling you what the rules are and obligations to divorce a child before they've started puberty. Yeah? Can we be suspicious on this question? Is this, no, please, can I finish then? And to be honest, I'm just here. I'm the extremist, apparently. Yeah? I'm the extremist for not wanting homosexuals thrown off rooftops, not wanting women buried in the ground, and not wanting children studying Key Stage 2 to be married and raped. So, of the 10 countries with the high...
I think that's a very good point there. You've got to consider that all of these religious texts and books were written in a time when the majority of the Earth's population couldn't read and write and wasn't in a position to question anything. That's a really good point, that.
Absolutely. And it was the norm back then. Yeah. It's like, it was, but if you look in every text back then, it was all pretty much the same, because it was all from the same area.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it just...
Well, in England, like, during that time as well, not so much, I suppose, during, like, what the same Muhammad lived in and Jesus lived in, but say around the 900s and the 10s and maybe the 11s, There were fucking witch trials and stuff. There were people going around England finding women that were just on their own or whatever, and then saying, "Well, you're a witch, and we're going to prove you're a witch by dunking you in a fucking river and seeing if you float."
Yeah,
which is insane.
It is, isn't it? It just really is. It's.
If you suggested that nowadays, people would lock you up, quite rightly. But back then, because like that guy just said, if you're not educated enough, or if you can't even read or write or understand what's going on around you, and you're suspicious of everything, you haven't got the technology to grow your crops properly, or maybe there's been some kind of disease that's done your cattle in, and your sheep and your chickens, and you people always look for someone to blame, don't they?
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
want someone to point the finger at.
Yeah, instead of looking at their own situations and stuff.
Yeah. And if you're not educated enough, if you're told that, God is the sun, and, you've got to pray to the sun god or whatever, people were fucking backward at that time. So you've got to give a little bit of leeway, I think, can't you?
Yeah, I agree, definitely. But because I think people don't talk about the other religions, they do. They what's in the other, like say in the Bible, they don't talk about that. So they just presume it's one religion, and it really isn't. And so it's, yeah. I don't know.
Oh God, yeah.
Highest rates of child marriage, 7 of them are Islamic countries. There's no minimum age in Sudan, Somalia, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, because there's no minimum age in Islam. But whatever the stated legal age for marriage is in some Muslim countries, forced marriage of young girls, often to much older men, is prevalent in Afghanistan, in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, Burkina Faso, Yemen. I could go on and on. UNICEF data shows, for all of you ladies who care about women and children's rights, UNICEF data shows child brides are unlikely to finish education, more likely to believe wife beating is justified, and more likely to have experienced intimate part of violence. I'd just like to finish, please, guys. I apologise. Can we at least agree? Executing prisoners of war, including young boys, carrying out ethnic cleansing of Jews and Christians from the lands, or marrying and having sex with a little child when Muhammad was 53 years old. Can we at least agree today? Muhammad was not and is not the perfect example for mankind, nor is he an exalted example of moral excellence. Quite the opposite, in fact. Because if we can't agree this, then the West is right to be suspicious of Islam because of what the sacred text.
But you'd have to say that about people in the Bible as well. You'd have to say that about God in the Bible, because in the Old Testament, God said that you could have slaves, and he said that you could beat your slaves as long as you didn't kill them. You've got to take religion for what it is. And although we focus on it, we do focus on Islam a lot in this country and in the West, because we see it as a threat to our way of life. And the only reason we see it as a threat to our way of life is because we see what it does in Islamic countries, and we see how bad it is in Islamic countries. And we say, oh, fucking hell, we don't throw people off buildings because they're gay. We don't allow people to feel in fear, women be in fear of just showing their ankle. That's the problem here, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of it could be just lack of understanding as well. Maybe we know a lot about Christianity and Christian values because that's what we are, and that's what we've all been brought up as generations and generations. And so, if people were to know the actual similarities between both of them, you've got the extreme side, obviously, on both. I mean, if you go back to the Old Testament, and if we were to live by that, which a lot of say the Methodist side, I think it, isn't it? It's quite. I'm not saying that's what they live by, but they do teach a lot of that within the Methodist side. So it's yeah. I know
what you mean.
Says because of how millions of Muslims interpret the sacred text, because of how Muhammad's life is held up as the perfect example, not back then, but now, for all Muslims to follow. That's the problem. They don't recognize any of the problems and see anything wrong which Muhammad done. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you care about gay rights, if you care about women's rights, if you care about children's rights, if you care about human rights, or if you care about free speech, I urge you to support this motion.
I think he makes a good argument.
I thank the honourable gentleman for advancing the case for the proposition, and I call upon Mr. McAdowd to continue.
Now, this guy is gold. This guy. Wait till you. Have you seen this before, Angela?
No, I've heard about it, but haven't. I've seen a bit where it was on, is it Barracks? I think it was, maybe.
Yeah.
And that wasn't his. I don't know where it was, but anyway, yeah, I've seen bits of it.
This guy who he's got now is a Muslim convert, and I always find these people fascinating because the white Muslim converts that they have, and predominantly they are white, they always adopt the weird accent. They always adopt this weird fucking, like, I can't explain it. It's a weird accent they adopt. Like they're speaking, they're always like reading from, like they're reading from a script that tells them that they're, you know, maybe if they're an actor, they'd say, well, this is a Texan accent, or this is a, you know, a Liverpudlian accent, or a fucking a French accent. They always like fucking speak in this weird way.
The case for the opposition.
Okay. So, first of all, I'd like to start by thanking Oxford Union for inviting me to speak here. I am truly honoured and I'm very grateful to be here. I never thought I'd be here. To be honest, I've met a new friend of me, Jacob Rees-Mogg. So, you know, this is, I've had a nice meal, some halal chicken, which I'm sure Tommy enjoyed. So I'm just thanking the, and Liam, of course, likes a bit of halal chicken now. So I know you do, mate. So I'll just take this opportunity to thank you guys. So the real question, I believe the first question was, is should the West be suspicious of Islam?
Can't watch out.
Was that the question of the debate? You're nodding your head, so it must be. Right. So, Tommy, you've been... Wait, I don't know why I'm here, but I'm going to answer that. Tommy's been saying the same thing for 15 years and still has to read it.
Proven right.
Right, yeah, well, you still have to read it. So obviously you don't know your case that well. So...
Well, no, he's reading from his fucking, like, his tablet, because the woman before him who stood up was reading from her script.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's a stupid thing to come out with. I mean, this guy's not very educated at all. I've seen him on I think it might be TikTok, or not TikTok, I don't use it, on Instagram or something, or maybe on some YouTube videos. And I find these people, these converts, really weird, because they always seem to me like they're looking for something to, like, cling on to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Point of order.
Should the West
be proven right?
Yeah, right, gosh, well, mate. So should the West be suspicious?
Point of order. Do you allow people to cut in without permission from the speaker?
I think we ask that speeches be heard in some courtesy, gentlemen. If the point of information is declined, then please simply allow the speaker to continue.
I don't mind taking questions.
Well, then, it is for the speaker to choose whether a point of information is accepted.
Sure.
With that, Mr. Dow, please continue.
I haven't started yet. Give me a minute.
Ocado price match your shop to over 10,000 products from Tesco.com. Ocado, the online supermarket.
The weight loss pill is here. If you've tried diet after diet without seeing lasting results, it may be time for...
Right. So should the West be suspicious of Islam? Well, the truth of that is it's going to depend. Okay? It's going to depend if you're invested in pornography, if you're invested in alcohol, if you're...
Hold on a minute. What's wrong with the fucking Bluey? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with the fucking... These people... This is my problem with religion, right? This is my problem with all religion. This is my problem. When they start telling you how to live your life, that's when the issues start.
Was it not though saying then, like, if basically saying that they've got their standards and they've got their morals, and so therefore they don't believe in gambling, they don't believe in pornography, they don't believe in X, Y, and Z. So if you're going to be wanting the opposite to that, then yeah, okay, that there'll be a threat to your society because they don't want that. They don't do that. So they're saying to basically that they're the same as us. They're not any different. Would you not see that as what they were saying then? No.
Thank you, Oxford Union, for inviting me to speak here. I haven't even started yet. Give me a minute. Right. So should the West be suspicious of Islam? Well, the truth of that is it's going to depend. Okay? It's going to depend. It's going to depend. If you're invested in pornography, if you're invested in alcohol, if you're invested in interest banking, if you're invested in drink, drugs, criminality, then probably you should be suspicious of Islam because Islam has come as an alternative way of life to that. Islam, What is it?
Could we add Judaism to that list?
Sure. Okay. And you can't become a Jew. So not very easily. So
that's completely wrong. You can become a Jew, of course you can. It's strange fucking shit. So what I got from that, I don't know what you got from that, Angela, but what I got from that is you should be suspicious of Islam if you are for pornography, if you're for drinking alcohol, if you're taking drugs, if you're. So what he was trying to do is lump in all the things that we might think are either bad or bad for society, even, or bad for oneself, and he's saying we are an alternative to that. We tell you that we don't like drinking, we don't like pornography, we don't like drugs, we don't like all that stuff. But in turn, he won't say, and you'll never hear any of these lot say this during this debate or any other debate or any other time that you hear these kinds of people speak, that what they're doing in Iran is bad. And what they're doing they won't speak on that in any long-term, in long format speech. They won't say anything about that. Throw in homosexual people off buildings because they're gay. They won't talk about that for long. They might just say, yeah, it's bad. They won't say, do you know what? These people in these fucking countries that are supposed to be Islamic countries, they do not, absolutely do not represent my religion. They'll never say shit like that. I think that's where they get the problems.
But I think though, because the Muslims and people that follow Islam over here, they do gamble, they do drink, they do them things. Do you know what I mean? So it's, and the thing I don't think about Iran, I don't get what people are saying about how there's only a small percentage of Muslims living over there. That's not true.
Yeah, it's an Islamic state.
It's massive. Like, Muslims are just the majority of the population in Iran. It's just, I don't know.
Well, if you look back at when Iran was, say, in the 80s, the 70s and the 80s, it was quite a progressive country. Women was able to drive there. They were able to wear skirts. They were able to do anything that they wanted to a degree. I mean, I think it was still strict, not as strict as it is now, obviously, but it had its little bits of things that we would find a bit strange. But Islam in Iran during the 70s and 80s, you could go there and feel fairly safe and fairly happy. You couldn't do that now. 100%.
No, I think it's 79. I think when that revolution happened, my dad was working over there up until that point. With my brother and sister were born at the time. I was born in 79, so it was they came back at that time. And my dad sent me a photograph the other day. My brother and my sister sat in front of that big arch. I don't know where it is. He did tell me, but I haven't got a clue. But in this place in Iran, and you could just see it was just normal everyday life. So the only thing that was just really strange about it is the way they used it with the halal meat, and they just like there with blood and stuff coming down the gutter, and it's like that's just not right, But they used to say it was like lucky if you had a lizard in your house because if there's any cockroaches, they'll get them, that kind of stuff. It's just a bit.
Yeah.
That's completely off topic. Sorry.
No, it's down. Yeah, no. I mean, to be in them kind of countries at that time would have been really interesting to see what was what.
Yeah.
So Islam has come as a option, an alternative to those vices in this world. Okay. The real question should be, should the West be suspicious of Muslims practicing Islam in the West? That's the question. And why?
That isn't the question. The question is, and it's very clear, the West is right to be suspicious. The West is right to be fucking, I can't even read. The West is right to be suspicious of Islam. That's the question.
Why would you be? Because Tommy says so. Because Tommy said that you should be suspicious of this religion and suspicious of practicing or, I don't know, extreme Muslims, okay? So let's talk a little bit about Tommy's credibility. Because Tommy has spent...
Attacking the person and not the argument.
Man, this is bad, isn't it?
It's the worst way to go. I do it because I've got a channel that I take the piss. So I always fucking take the piss, whether it's anyone. Fucking I take the piss. Yeah. But to go on to something like this kind of debate in a structured professional setting, and then to attack the person instead of the argument, that's when you know you've lost. You ain't got an argument.
The last 15 years of building his credibility upon being a white man from Luton. And he's been... Go on.
This debate is not about Tommy Robinson.
It's about... I'm getting to it. All right, sit down. Sit down.
Sit down, he said.
The gentleman's made his point. Please take your seat.
Sit down. And are you in it as well? Are you in it as well?
The speaker will be heard.
Are you in it as well? I don't mind taking out the lot of you, mate. I don't mind. It's not a problem.
What the fuck is he on about? I don't mind taking out the lot of you.
Listen, so the credibility, it's important to basis the credibility, okay, in the debate, of course. In the debate, of course. It's important to debate.
Gentlemen, please take your seats.
Imagine trying to defend Islam, right? Trying to defend his position. And then he says, I don't mind taking out the lot of you. And then trying to defend it again.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
No, it's crazy, isn't it? He's getting angrier, isn't he? You can see it.
Yeah,
I mean,
he shouldn't be there because he's not got the temperament for it. I couldn't do this. I could never do. I haven't got the temperament for it. I'll be throwing the fucking chairs everywhere. I've not got the fucking temperament. But he shouldn't be there either.
No, he definitely shouldn't be.
Both of you gentlemen,
He just said he doesn't mind taking us out.
Yeah.
So we have a Muslim again.
Yeah, in the debate,
Mr.
of course.
Mr.
In the debate,
Sacerdoti,
of course.
can I ask you just to take your seats? Mr. Dowd, can I ask you to just stop speaking for 1 second? Speakers will be heard with courtesy. If a point of information is offered and it is in decline, can I please ask that you allow the speaker to continue? Equally, may I say to the speaker, it is expected that points of information will be taken during your speech.
I've took about 4 or 5 so
I understand that, sir. And with that, I will ask the speaker to continue.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, can I please ask no interjections other than points of information?
Point of order, Chair,
Point of order.
which you briefed us must be taken. A threat to take out people on the other side is unacceptable.
Totally.
And should be dealt with by the
Mr. Dowd, have you made such a threat? And if so, I must ask you to withdraw it.
It was a threat within the debate, to take them within the debate, because we're in a debating forum.
Mr. Dowd, can I ask you in that case to moderate your language?
I'll tell you what, I will retract that statement.
and avoid the
I
misunderstanding?
will retract what I said, if that's a doable thing. Right. So let me get.
If that's a doable thing. Fucking hell.
On. He's built his credibility from coming from Luton and telling people that Luton now is a Muslim-run town. Predominantly, it has 40-something mosques. It has some extremist mosques, some extremist this and that, Sharia-run courts. But I'm also from Luton, you know, and I've also been in Luton for 56 years. I was born there, and I'm still there. I'm still living on the manor. As far as I know, Tommy hasn't lived there for at least 10 years. I believe now he lives in Spain, like most good patriots do. They move on to Spain. So let's talk a little bit about...
What's this got to do with the argument? What's this got to do with anything?
what did he say? Like most of what, sorry, do?
He said that most patriots now live in Spain and Tommy now lives in Spain. Well, this just seems like it's just a personal attack.
Yeah, isn't it? It doesn't sound like
Tommy's time in Luton, because it's I'm not going to do any more with you, right? So
he said, I'm not going to do any more with you. Fucking hell.
Rude, isn't he?
He's a cunt.
He'll be out of Parliament immediately.
Fucking hell.
Talking about his little bit of time that he had in Luton, it's well documented that Tommy was in the Luton firm called The Mix.
Point of information. This debate is not about Tommy Robinson, what he does in his free time, what he thinks about anything.
Right. Yeah.
It's about whether the West should be suspicious of Islam.
He's the one telling the West to be suspicious of Islam. So it's important that I take his credibility about how to say that. Okay, the arguments that he had in Luton while he was in the MIGs, which was the Luton Town Football Firm gang, whatever it is, most towns and cities have them. Okay, that's what his time. There was other gangs in Luton.
This is what I'm talking about, Ringo. He's talking like Ali G. Yeah, this is what I'm on about, the accent thing. I couldn't think of who to like describe him as, and that's true. It's Ali G.
Yeah. Yes,
all
Mikey.
Yeah. All the like converts, the white converts to Islam, they all start talking like fucking Ali G. There's another guy with a ginger beard who talks like it as well. It's fucking weird as fuck.
Wasn't the only one. No. There was
He stands up again. He stood up again. He went, no.
Other gangs in Luton. One of them was called the Gambinos. One of them was called the Yellows. I know these are ridiculous names, but we are talking ridiculous people in these gangs at the time. Let me finish, please, okay? So I've taken a few points of information. You just seem to do it now just to stifle, because no, I'm not taking anything from you, okay? Okay? The
Robinson,
problems
please,
that these gangs had, as Tommy would say, was either religious and or racial between Pakistanis and his football guys, was really not racial. It wasn't racial, it wasn't religious. It was normally, like most gangs, supply and demand of product. Okay, that's what it comes down.
He's trying to say is that he was a drug dealer. That's what he's trying to say.
To. Tommy would also say that there was an extremist group in Luton. No, there was an extremist group in Luton called Al Marjaroon. I agree with him. It was an extremist group. And I made my opposition to this group vocal at that time when they was there, you know, but even a broken clock can be right twice a day. This group was tiny. It was 8 strong at most, with maybe 8 hangers-ons, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They were barred.
There were 16. So there were 16 of them, at least, of this group.
From every mosque I knew. I don't know all of the mosques, but they were barred from every mosque that I knew. Most of the shops in the town, the Muslim shops, they didn't want to let them in either. But the amplification of their message was done by the media. The media would go to the predominantly Muslim populated area in Luton called Berry Park. They'd walk down there with a camera. They'd stick it in front of these guys and they would be straight in front of it. It was amplified deliberately to cause friction between communities.
Or was it that the media wanted to show these people for what they were and show the rest of the public in that area to keep away from these extremist people?
I don't know when he's talking about. Is he talking about the time when he was at the EDL and stuff like that? Is that what he's talking about? And then he's talking about the opposite kind of, or what?
So in Luton at the time when Tommy Robinson was with like the EDL and stuff, there was a group in Luton that was a very extremist Islamic group and more or less terrorists. No, they were the terrorists. And every time that the cameras used to go down to this certain area in Luton, these people would come out and start just chanting weird shit and start like giving their ideology of, you know, the West is shit. I think that Abu Hamza was there a few times. That boz-eyed Muslim cleric that was fucking locked up for inciting. I think he was collecting money for terrorism. I think at the time, and supplying stuff to like ISIS and shit. Could be wrong with that, but I think that's what was happening. But this guy's now complaining that the press were down there and was stirring up hatred, and it's fucking weird.
Small extremist group doesn't exist anymore. I believe they've been disbanded, and they don't even hang around with each other anymore.
They don't hang around with each other.
I could tell you,
anymore.
yes.
You know.
Okay.
If you consume booze, if you consume drugs, and if you lend money for interest, you should be suspicious of Islam.
No, I said if you invested in.
We've got a new recruit on the team.
Martin Kemp, new face of Sun Life.
You invested in.
The guaranteed over 50 plan. It guaranteed.
Because Islam has come as an alternate choice to that. Islam has come.
Why is there a guy from Time Team behind him? This motherfucker's been digging up fossils all day and he's rocked up in fucking Oxford. And look at her face behind. Look at her face there behind that fucking arm.
Yeah.
Look at her face there. She's fucking seething. Seething.
But Tommy and there got on, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
But as an alternate way of life to that, I think I explained it when I mentioned it the first time. There's a lot more that I want to tell you. Time does not permit me to speak here for an hour. So obviously I can't go into detail about everything. I know in detail about this group of Al Marjaroon because I was one of the
Al Marjaroon
go-betweens from mosques in Luton that was trying to get them to stop talking. As he says, a lot of the time that there's not enough calling out of Muslims in the public, but it does happen. There was 500 mosques that wrote an email condemning the grooming gangs, but it never really got out there. And they all done that, okay? They done that years ago. I think it's 2013. Anyway,
I do believe that was a thing. I do believe that there's a lot of Muslim people that were condemning grooming gangs and saying this isn't who we are. And that's absolutely true. That's absolutely correct. You know, there were a lot of... Yeah.
It showed that obviously they've all known about it when they're trying to make out their own, and we've all known about it since 1997 in the latest. Sorry, you know what I mean?
Oh God, yeah, 100%. Let me just put this out there. 1 sec. Paste. Right, got it. Fucking off this thing. I'm still shit with this.
These mosques in Luton was a go-between between the Al Marjaroon group and the mosque was me, because I was a trusted go-between. Even though I was anti this group, they still trusted me to go between them. And I
wonder why. I wonder why the terrorists trusted this guy.
What did he promise
No, that
them?
most of
The what? Sorry.
I said no. Sorry, I was just saying, what did he promise them? I don't know. I was just talking to myself. Yeah, it's what was he telling them? What was he giving them? What information was he sharing? That you don't know, do you? And it's
What? It's fucking weird that he's saying stuff like this, like he'd be a trusted go-between. I wouldn't want to be seen as a trusted go-between terrorists and normal people.
no.
What does that?
No.
Jeremy fucking Corbyn, you know, when the fucking IRA was going off, he was one of these kind of fucking trusted fucking people, you know, like a spokesman for both sides. I can't stand Corbyn either.
Luton didn't want them there. It wasn't the case. Okay, like I said, I would love to say more. There's a lot more beans that I could spill, to be quite honest with you. So let me give you a version of Luton that I recognize. Tommy has a version of Luton that he recognizes. Tommy has a version of Luton that he recognizes. Let me give you a couple of points of the Luton that I recognize, okay? And I'll firstly go back to the first lockdown in COVID, where everyone...
Right, I've not seen this, but I'm going to guarantee what he's going to say now. He's going to say that Muslims were out on the streets, helping people, feeding the homeless. Let's just see. I've not seen this, but this is what I think he's going to say.
Social distancing and taking it seriously and everything else. There was a Muslim charity in Luton, and it's still there actually. There was a Muslim charity in Luton. I was volunteering for them because I was off work for a few weeks, okay, due to the building sites shutting down. We were handing out food packs.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm here all night. If you want the lottery numbers for next week, I've got them.
Muslims were coming and handing in food and or giving us money to buy food from supermarkets and whatever. I'm going to say 99%, but it's more realistic.
No, it wasn't 99% at all. When they start conflating numbers and conflating things like this, it's fucking weird.
100%, but I'll say 99%. The food packs that I personally handed out were to white old age pensioners that lived in old age pensioner homes or care homes. I never once handed it out to a Muslim family, a Polish family, or any other, but it was purely white old age pensioners.
I don't think that's going to be correct whatsoever.
I do.
Yes, what was charity? What charity?
A crisis aid. Okay, and it's still there. It's in Sundon Park. Okay, right. So it's still there, the charity. Okay, so we was handing out these things. I remember one 90-year-old man, he had to buzz me into his care home, and I put the bags outside and had to step up the hallway because there was social distancing. He come out buckled in half. I tried to speak to him. He told me, I've got cancer, I'm 93 years old, and I'm going to die soon. And none of my family speak to me. None of my family help me. This is the Islam in Luton that I recognize. Let me give you another one.
The problem is, when you're trying to like say that a certain group or a certain individual did good things, and then that negates the bad things. It don't make any sense because, you know, Hitler was nice to dogs. That doesn't mean he was a good bloke.
Yeah.
Just
I get what
because
you're saying, but I think it's more about over this. It's when they're talking about the religion, when they talk about the culture, when they're talking about who they actually are. You won't ever find there being a Muslim grandma, whatever you call it, on their own, living on their own, away from the family. They all look after each other and they're all very tight knit. Whereas that did happen during lockdown. Do you know what I mean? There was like elderly people that had nothing and no one. They didn't see anyone because they were too busy working, and people didn't bother going around seeing or checking on people. And it was it was predominant, you know, and it really, like in Derby itself, we had so many. There was the Sikhs and the Muslims that were doing stuff, not just, but there's nothing really. There might have been Christian things going wrong, but I didn't see anything or hear anything. But
I do think that there would have been Christian things going on. I think there would have been charity stuff from Christians, and there would have been charity stuff going from like Islam and Muslim like charities as well. I do think you're right in the fact that like we have got a different culture. Like white British culture predominantly isn't like Asian Islamic culture or Muslim culture, because just to give you one example, like in prisons now, the Muslim like brotherhood in prisons is quite a big thing. You know, you've got the Albanian stuff which is happening. There's a lot of Albanians now in British prisons because the Albanians make up a lot of crime in Albanian criminals obviously make up a lot of crime in the UK, especially in London. and you know the prisons are getting really full of fucking. I think there's at last count there was about 11,000 foreign nationals in the UK jails, which is quite. I know it doesn't seem a lot, but that is quite a lot. And they do stick together, and you know, fucking hell, that they have got like a more of a culture of we are going to help each other. I've got loads and loads of Asian mates in Huddersfield and West Yorkshire, and every time I went to the fucking houses, the nan or the mom, you couldn't leave that house without a belly full of food. You couldn't leave that house without a belly full of fucking food. They wouldn't allow it. You know, they'd call me in, they'd say, oh, thingy's just out the back, he'll be ready in a minute. What do you want to eat? I'm not hungry, thank you. No, you've got to have something to eat. You've come into the house, so I've got to give you something to eat. I said, well, what you got? And by the time I'm finished, I've got the fucking house out. You know, you should never offer me food. That's a mistake that they never learned from. But in terms of the culture of stuff, they have got a different culture. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you not think maybe that we're more, is it progressive is not the right word? So years ago when we were like, I don't know, say 30, 40 years ago, when the families were a lot closer, they lived closer together, they didn't live up and down the country because of work and stuff. And so the grandparents did help more, or they were not so much, it was community, wasn't it? And it was village, it was church, it was village halls, it was all that kind of thing. And I think that's what they are predominantly like now. And like say in Derby, you've got Normanton Road. You went there, didn't you? When you were in Derby, you went down Normanton Road. And you've got all the Asian areas and all the other cultures down there. But they stick together and they help each other. And that's how we used to be. So I always wonder, okay, so they like say 40 years behind us in now like into the Western, aren't they? Yeah, Western civilization kind of. Yeah. And maybe they just need to catch up, or we need to slow down, or we need to maybe just get back. Because people say, oh, we need to get back to how it used to be, where we used to have the family, we used to go to church, and we used to do this, we need to do that. But that's not going to happen because we've moved with like the times of the technology, and we've gone forward with that kind of stuff rather than they're still going at their pace.
Oh, I think you're exactly right there, mate. I think we've got such a gulf between like cultural time, because you're right. Like years ago, it used to be in the UK, in England, and like places like Scotland and Wales, we had a culture of it was very village orientated. You know, you knew your neighbour next door. If someone's house was on fire, you'd all be out and you'd all be trying to put the fire out. Nowadays, because predominantly the UK is full of cunts, you would be lucky if your house was on fire to not people having buckets of water trying to put it out. They've got the phones out filming the cunts.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, filming it. Yeah, and somebody just watching it.
I think we do need to get back to a culture of let's help each other. But no matter what fucking religion you are, no matter what colour you are, no matter what, how much money you've got, you know, what kind of fucking family you come from. If you're in trouble, I want to help you. And if I'm in trouble, I need some help. But we for some reason, we don't do that now.
I think during lockdown, though, that's where we failed. I think as white British people, we did fail because it was the Asian communities that did come to help the white British people that were on their own. And he's got right. He's not. That is how it was and is, and they still do it now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, too right. Yeah. I mean, fucking. I'm of the mind like I've never had any really bad experiences with Asian people. Regards like someone trying to give me like religious fucking ethics to try and live my life by. I've had loads of fights with Asian people. I've had loads of fights with white people, black people, but it's never really been about like religion and stuff. But I think that when people are trying to like find division between people, the first thing there's two things you can pick on is colour of skin and religion. That's the first two things that people pick on.
Yeah, as well, isn't it? It's like left and right, religion, skin colour. They're the things that people just go to straight away because they think that's what defines people, but it's not.
Do you know what? I'm as guilty as anyone for the politics thing. I'm as guilty as fucking anyone. If I fucking can't stand lefties. I just fucking can't stand them because I can't stand hypocrites. I can't stand hypocrites. I just can't fucking get my head around someone saying, you need to do something because I'm telling you to do it, but I'm not going to do it myself. You know, I can't fucking stand that shit.
But do you think that's just the lefty thing, or do you think that's a general thing for everybody? Because people say I'm a lefty, but yeah, and it sounds ridiculous to say that I'm always very conservative, but I always have to believe in the conservative life values, everything. And so, but on the some side of it, there are the left side towards Jeremy Chamber came in, I think we spoke the other day, I don't know, but the way in which he helped the younger generations, the children were what mattered, and they wanted to put the investment into the younger children. That side of it is good, whereas the Tories don't generally do that, and the right don't do that. They're not too bothered about that. They just care about the investment and stuff. And so a lot of the people I've noticed that are fighting about the immigration side of things aren't on the right necessarily politically. They're more about they're more to the left when it comes to general political side of things in general, but they think they're on the right because I think that's where Tommy is, and I think they align themselves along with Tommy, but it's a completely different pitch.
Well, I think you've hit the nail on the head there as well, because it's the extreme of both ends, isn't it? So you've got like the extreme left and you've got the extreme right, and if you happen to have an opinion about illegal migration into the country, if you've got an opinion about that which says you don't want illegal migration into the country, and you start arguing that point, then there's certain quarters of the left that will say, well, you're a racist then, you're a bigot, you're a fascist, and you shouldn't be saying anything like that because it's hate speech, or it's, you know, whatever kind of fucking nonsense fucking term they come up with. But on the other side of that, you've got like people on the right that say, well, if you want these people in, you're part of the problem, which I'm as guilty of that as anyone, of saying that, because I think it's difficult. It's difficult to fucking try and get your head round, because, and some people have said this to me in my comments and when I put stuff on my community page, they've said, Ray, you're left and right, and you're arguing this point of left and right, and that's the problem. And I think that's probably correct. I think people take the left and right thing too far, and I'm as guilty of it as anyone.
I do think I do think people, regardless of whether they're left or right, don't want illegal immigration. They don't want it. But then there's the difference between illegal migration coming across in the boats to people that have overstayed on the visas, which they make up the majority of the number. And so that's from where I see it. Like, of course, we don't want these people coming over in the boats. However, you've got to look at practically, how do we stop it? We can't go and do what they're trying to make out. All the parties that are saying they're going to do X, Y, Z, that's never going to happen. It can't happen, because the agreements that you have to have with these other countries, it's just never going to happen. And so I think it's, when you have to look at it as a whole, isn't it, like a bigger picture of it all, I find that's that's where I see it. But I get called lefty. But
No, but you've got a fair opinion on a subject that's really important, and you know, everyone's got the right to fucking have that kind of opinion. And the problem is, and this is right and left problem, we all have differences of opinion on how we can solve like the boats coming over. We've all got like an opinion on how that we don't like it, or that they should be allowed in. But the fact of the matter is, no one's ever got together from the left or the right and said, right, we can all agree that the boats shouldn't be here. Whether you want them in the country or not, the boats shouldn't be coming over. How do we stop it? Do you put a fleet of ships in the channel and stop them, you know, like 12 miles or 22 miles from the shore, or do you? It's difficult. It's really difficult.
I don't think that'll ever be. I don't think you can ever stop it. I think what has to be done, and this is the only way I've thought about it ever since, like, I suppose, Brexit time, but is because when we left Brexit, we had the Dublin IV agreement, and we've lost that, and we lost being part of Europol. I do feel that as a country, what we could do is make an overarching an overarching, similar to Europol, that would cover everything. Do you know, so about the right to return, do you know what to be because we've not got these people that are coming over by boat. we don't know that, because they could have been turned down for immigration or whatever it's called, asylum in France, and then they've just gone off into the wilderness and they're coming over here. And that one in, one out scheme thing that everyone's going, oh, shit, it's shit. Reality of it, though, it was good because we got rid of one that then was, okay, one came back, but they had been vetted by Europol, which we don't have anymore. So for me, I think that was a good thing, although it's not a solution, but it's still one step closer to what we want in the end. And there's no other way to be able to do it until you've got the laws there. There's no point trying to restrict ourselves more so and create a situation where we're fucked completely. Why not just try and build on something where we were once head of the EU? We fucked that. So why not try and get something then that's going to be a better system overall? It's nothing like the EU, I'm not saying that, but like a legal, so we know who's coming into this country. We're vetting them 100% to vetting or whatever it's called. And we've got a massive database that we restart, that kind of a thing. But we have the countries involved in it, and I think that's the only way. And then you've got all countries involved in it, and if we make it, then we make the rules.
I think, I mean, in terms of like getting a structure and a framework together that's robust enough to keep out the people that we don't want here. I think one of the problems is your general public sees bolts and bolts of young men or men between the ages of, say, I don't know, 20 and 50 coming across on these boats, and they're saying that they're fleeing war-torn countries and oppression and all this shit. The first question I ask is, where's your wife? Where's your kid? And if you're the kind of person, if you're the kind of man that leaves your wife and your kid or your family in a war-torn, dangerous country in order to get on a boat, come to the UK, sit in a hotel and smoke, because that's predominantly what they do, you're not the kind of person I want in this country. Full stop. Whether you're actually fleeing oppression or not, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah, okay. They shouldn't be here anyway. The way that they've come over here, it's just. But then I think like the way in which if they've depended, because they've all got different circumstances and different stories, haven't they? We don't know if they've been declined. They've been told they're not allowed from different European countries, and that's why they're there. And they know that they can't. They don't get stopped when they come here, and that's why they get rid of all their ID and stuff, because then they don't get found out. But it's, I don't know. I just found it. I don't know. I'll drop. Sorry.
No, it's cool. I mean, it's a really complex question for people in the chat and for people who watch this kind of stuff, and not just on my channel, because a lot of channels cover this kind of thing. I know Jamie covers this on Society X sometimes. It's a really difficult it's a difficult subject to try and navigate, because the UK, predominantly the people in the UK are very kind and very forgiving and kind and wanting to help people to a degree. But then if your money and resources are going on other people who've got no stake in this country whatsoever, they put nothing into it, then for me, I don't know about for you, but for me, if this country was fucked to the point where there was war and I had to go to another country, and the country said, yes, Ray, we're going to accept you and your family, I would work my bollocks off to be accepted.
Yeah.
I would say to the people that are in that town, fucking hell, is there anything I can do to fucking help? Is there anything I can do to make the town a bit better? Can I volunteer doing something? I want to make sure the kids...
Sorry.
Yeah. No, go on, mate.
Imagine if that was to happen like now. Do you know, like, so if people would walk up to people that live here and start saying that from other, do you know, like say them, they'll get accused of all sorts, they'll get hated upon, they'll probably get beat up. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're not allowed to work. So when they get caught working, or some get caught working, we all get told that they're all working, but they're not. We get told that people believe, people believe that they are getting like loads of benefit money and they're not. There's one time I had someone turn around and say that they were actually filling out universal credit forms like online on the boats on the way over. I was like, have a word. You need to have a national insurance number, for God's sake. Do you know what I mean? You can't just go and the logic behind some of these things is just not there. And they're not giving all this money. And the reason why they're in the hotels in the first place is because of during the lockdown when they were all they were empty anyway. And it was a way to keep them hotels in business at the time. And I just, there's such a bigger picture. You have to look where it started off, where it all started from, and how it's all come about. And it's not just one thing. Like you've got the whole backlog of the people that have overstayed their visas. That's like 450,000, isn't it? And
it's a lot.
Yeah, and so they're the majority of who it is. And people don't see that there. They just see the one figure and think they're all coming over in a boat, and that's not happening.
Yeah.
It's not just boat people, but the boat people shouldn't be here either. But whenever I say that, it's like, oh yeah, so you want them? Would you have one in your house? What? That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying there's more to it. There's more than it. There's more than one aspect to it. And
yeah, I'm just typing in what do asylum seekers get in the UK into Google.
Okay, you'll be shocked. Well, you'll be surprised, not shocked. But yeah, get that £8 a week, isn't it?
So they get, this is just from the AI Google. This is from the overview. So destitute asylum seekers in the UK can apply for government asylum support managed by the Home Office, which includes basic accommodation, a cash allowance loaded onto an Aspen card. I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
Free National Health Service, free healthcare, and free state schooling for their children. They are generally barred from working or claiming mainstream welfare benefits while awaiting their initial decision. So this is what they get: housing and living support. So point one, accommodation provided if you are homeless or destitute. This may be in a house, a flat, a hostel, or initial accommodation in a hotel. You cannot choose your location, and placement is often outside London or the southeast. That's not correct. There's tons of fucking places now down there. A cash allowance, typically, how much did you say they get per week?
It depends on if they're getting the food paid for or not. It's normally between about 7 and something, depending if they're getting food.
So it says here, cash allowance. So cash allowance says to me this is what cash they get. Typically, £49.18 per person per week for self-catering living, to buy food, clothing and toiletries. Meals included rate reduced to £9.95 per week per person if assigned accommodation approves all meals. Extra help. Pregnant women or mothers with children under 3 can get extra weekly payments between £5.25 and £9.50 or a one-off £300 maternity grant. Healthcare and education, NHS care, free access to doctor consultations, hospital treatment, emergency care, and maternity services. I wouldn't deny that to anyone. I think everyone should have that. Prescriptions, free prescriptions, dental care, eye tests, if issued by HC2 certificates through destitution support. Education for children between the ages of 5 and 17, full access to local state schools, working restrictions, a work ban. Most asylum seekers cannot take regular employment while their claim is pending, except under very specific shortage occupation roles if a claim has been stalled for 12 months through no fault of their own.
Yeah, I think they've got to be here 12 months, haven't they? So they don't get a lot, do they? In financial sense, I mean, they do obviously get a lot, but I mean, like in the cash in the pocket, they get that £40-something, don't they, to pay for their food all week, and that's fuck all.
But I mean, in terms of, a week, I don't know what job seekers allowance is now. I wouldn't have no idea how much you get for job seekers allowance, but I wouldn't have said it'd have been much more than that. And people have to pay bills out of that as well.
It's I was looking at this the other day. I think it works out around, depending, the housing element's different, isn't it, to it? But you get, I think it's about £108 or something a week.
I think so.
Yeah, something like that. But you get your housing that you paid for, and still, and council tax reductions, and
I don't know. I think it's really weird how it works. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to go mute for a sec.
Okay. No, but there's people in detention centres already waiting to be deported for things like scam marriages and that kind of stuff. So
yeah. Well, I've heard of them scam marriages. You know, where people have like got married to some fucking. That happens in like Jamaica and stuff as well. You get some woman. Oh man, hang on. Phew, fucking hell, sneezing me head off here.
I cry when people sneeze, and when I sneeze myself, I don't know why. It's like a stupid, I don't know, what do you call it? Habit, whatever. No, not habit. I don't know. Reaction when people sneeze, I panic because they say, don't they? It's the place you should become to death or something. So it scares me. What the fuck? Sorry. I can't believe it just said that. Oh God.
I know what you mean.
Oh gosh.
But I just think the whole asylum thing is fucked in this country. It's got to be. You can't get your head around that. Well, I can't get my head around how it works.
I think
in
it's.
Fact, 1 sec. Let me just get rid of that, and let me put on. Wasn't AY somewhere the other day down at like Dover or something?
I don't know. I've not seen AY. I'm not seen any videos for a bit.
When was this now? 5 hours ago. Thanet says no. AY audits. Oh, he's changed all his. He rang me a couple of times. AY. I've had a few chats with him on the phone. And I know he's like. I think he's Marmite. I think people either like him or they don't like him. I like him. I think he's straight talking.
No, I do. I really do like him. He's a good guy. I might not agree sometimes with where he goes and what he says, but I still, as a person, I do like him.
Yeah.
It definitely is a lovely guy.
I think he's a decent guy. I think he does a lot of. I think he's put himself out there. I respect anyone, even people I disagree with. I respect anyone that puts herself out there and, you know, says what they think. I mean, I have disagreements with lots of people online. You know, there's a couple, what they call a couple of fucking Burks. I think they're absolute fucking divs, pair of them.
Yeah.
Fucking two absolute fucking helmets. But I respect the fact that they go online and discuss what they discuss. I respect the fact that they want to say what they want to say, and I will defend all day their right to say stuff as long as they're not inciting violence.
Yeah. Or hate. Towards the individuals, I meant, sorry. Like
personal stuff. I mean, I've pulled that little Lewis up about fucking what he said about DP, what he said about Bear Britain. I've pulled him up a few times about this shit, and he's called me a fucking racist, and he's called me fucking all sorts of shit. I mean, it's water off a duck's back to me. I find it really funny, and I'm up for off for me because I put myself online.
Yeah, exactly. You know?
Yeah. If someone calls me Ray's an absolute fucking cunt, you can absolutely have that fucking opinion. It's water off a fucking duck's back. I've been called far worse, and people have tried to do far worse to me. So it's never going to be an issue for me. But when that little Lewis put on a picture of DP and put underneath sexual deviant, he knew exactly what he was doing.
It's fucking outrageous. Should never ever get away with doing stuff like that ever.
No, because he knew by doing that, people would automatically think wrong.
Yeah.
Automatic. There's not a lot of coming back from that. You know, how many texts like these little Chinese whispers of, oh, this person's that or that person's this. It's weird as fuck why you'd want to do it, but only weak people do that. Instead of attacking the argument of why, you know, DP has the beliefs that he has, or Bear Britton, or me even, instead of attacking that, they attack the person. And I'm as guilty of that as anyone, because I'll just fucking go off on one, and I'll call him like a fucking shed dweller and all that shit. But, I'll take the piss, park your fucking house up somewhere else. You can, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Just because
you don't go low though, that because what he's done, like, no, you can't say shit about that. Like anybody can, what he did about DP. That's messed up.
Yeah, it was fucked up. That, I mean, I know a lot of people. I mean, DP's a bit like Marmite. You either like him or you don't like him. But that's the internet for you, though, isn't it? That's the internet.
Yeah, it
is. I was just going to look for something.
You were looking about what they get or something, didn't you?
Yes, of course, yeah. So that I didn't know all that. I thought, so what else do they get here? Fact checks. So Refugee Action. Let's have a look. Bit of fact checking from Refugee Action. And it wants to see if I'm a robot. Why do all fucking websites now want to see if you're a robot? Fucking press on all the chairs in this picture, and there's me trying to fucking click all the fucking chairs, and I miss one because it's under a fucking table.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, click on all the fucking trains that are in this picture. So I'm clicking on all the fucking trains, and because one's going into a bastard tunnel, I can't see it. Oh, you're a robot now. You can't look at this website. Fucking, it's unbelievable.
I know, yeah. It's funny, those bike ones are funny when they've hidden the bike behind a pole or something.
Yeah. If they say on these bastard pictures, you've got 9 pictures to choose from. On 3 of these pictures, there's a car, right? And on the rest of the pictures, it's a fountain or it's a fucking bridge. So you think, right, I've got it here. I've got all 3 here. And then you look and you think, hang on a minute, that bottom left corner, is that an inch of bonnet from a Sierra Cosworth 1995? I don't know. So you click it, you think, yeah, it tried to fucking have me here. You click it, and then, no, you're a fucking robot because you've clicked on a fucking something that wasn't a car. It was a fucking, a picnic cloth. You couldn't bastard make it up. It winds me up just talking about it. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what else I did today as well, just on the off chance. I tried to find out what my fucking blood type was. So where would you go to try and find what your blood type is?
I don't know.
Online. Would you think, right, I'll have a look at my NHS app. Surely my NHS app should have my blood type on.
Yeah, it should do.
Should do, because that's common sense, isn't it? It's your NHS app. When I go into my banking app, it tells me how much money I've got in the bank. When I go into my NHS app, it should say, Ray, you're A+ or fucking O negative or whatever. You know what it says?
What?
You're not allowed to view this page.
What? Why?
You're not allowed to view this page, Ray, because we don't fucking think that you should know what your fucking blood type is. We're going to guess. Next time you're in a fucking car crash, we're going to guess what kind of bag of blood to shove into you.
What the hell? That's crazy, isn't it?
It's taking the fucking piss, mate. It's taking the piss. Let's just go back to this.
When I went, Germany, I'm looking at records, and it was when I went for my first vaccine thing, I went and looked at it the other day, and it said I'd been to the monkeypox clinic.
Monkeypox? What the fuck's monkeypox?
I don't know exactly. Well, I think monkeypox was around after, wasn't it, that? But on my actual notes, it says that I was at the monkeypox clinic. I was like, what?
What is monkeypox? Let me just look this up. Hang on a
I
minute.
don't know. It was something,
What?
wasn't it? That's that. I don't know.
Is this going to pull me up some kind of fucking racist website
No,
here?
no, I promise you, it's definitely not. I promise. It's a real thing.
Monkeypox. Okay. It's called Mpox, formerly known as monkeypox, is a rare infectious disease caused by monkeypox virus. It triggers a painful skin rash, blisters, swollen lymph nodes, and flu-like signs such as fever and muscular aches. Most people get better on their own within 2 to 4 weeks. Is that what you had?
No, I didn't. That's what I went to the get my C thingage vaccine, the first one,
Yeah.
and that's on my notes now. That's where it said I went.
Fucking
Don't-
hellfire.
Instead of being like to a normal place, like the clinic, whatever it was, I can't remember. I went there, but it's called the monkeypox place. It said.
I've not really. I have heard of monkeypox before, but I've not really I've not really looked into it. Hang on a minute. Let me just put this in. What's he called now? KO audits. So this guy, have you heard of KO audits?
Is that knockout?
Knockout
is it?
audits.
Yeah.
You've heard of him? Let's just have a quick look at this. So, knockout audits. Let's present this to the fucking house. So, this geezer, for those who don't know, is a lad who goes around filming the nightlife. And he turned up to Huddersfield. Now, this was my old stomping ground. I lived in Huddersfield for about 6 years, maybe 7 years. I was a bouncer there for about 5.5. I didn't do good things. I didn't do good things in Huddersfield. I was not a good person in Huddersfield. I can't go into detail, but I wasn't a good person. Okay, I've totally changed. Well, sort of. I'll not go into that. Right.
You're gonna post me on YouTube?
I don't know. Depends.
Make sure I've got your face, he says.
Listen to me, bro. Wait, hold on. Wait, please now. I get a question. Can you make sure? Listen, brother, you can't post me on that. Right? You can't. If you're a boyer, listen, I can say no. If you're a boyer, you won't post that. Cut that.
Did he just say, if you're a boyo, you won't post that?
Yeah.
What the fuck's a boyo? I've heard this fucking shit before. What the fuck's a boyo?
Do you know? I don't know. A boyo.
That cherry. It's something whoppers say. It's something whoppers say. This cherry tree, this pub. I mean, it's always been there. It's always been a shithole.
Get out. Yeah.
Why?
I see that
Just
on
me
thing,
boy
and you're the
or
reason
man.
why do you get me?
Yeah.
Why would it make you do that?
You don't know me, bro. You can't just do that. I get it's your job and that. I'm lots of fucks, bro.
That's what I do.
You're a shit guy. You should feel shit.
You're a shit guy and should feel shit for posting me online. Fucking hell.
Where you
Well,
from?
you just take it personal. You can take it personal if you want.
I like. Do you know what I love? The fact he's totally ignoring the police next to him.
Yeah, and then whatever.
Where are you from? I'm asking that question.
Don't matter, does it? Don't matter. You'll find out when you see the video. You'll find out when you see the video.
Got your face, bro.
You have.
Got your face. What are you going to do with his face? Wear
I
it.
don't know.
You fucking
You
brat.
won't be able to remember what happened.
Aren't you like nonce as well? You're a pedophile.
You called him a paedophile?
Wow.
Well, how old is he? 3? Fucking hell.
Good one. Good one. I'll cut you in. You just got yourself a ticket to the show, mate. You sausage.
I'm a good guy, mate.
He's a good guy.
I'm a good guy, mate.
Looks like a shitbag to me.
Yeah. I'm not police.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now, this for me, if someone's just called me a nonce and he's coming up to me now,
Yeah.
whether the police are there or not, I've got to do something. I can't have him coming up to me.
Taylor, move.
What?
Yeah, Taylor, move. Go on.
You're gonna post me?
Potentially, yeah, probably, yeah. I am.
Can I just have 2 minutes? Just want to move him out of the way.
Training department. She's the police training department, this woman.
Wow.
She trains these two, whatever you call them, police women. What do you call police women now? Just police. Can you call them police women?
Just call them whatever you want. Police, that's it. Officers, whatever.
Do they take offence to being called police women now, or what?
I don't know.
These fuckers. Abby, he's called him. He's on first name terms with the coppers. Abby, unbelievable.
Is it set up? And I'm being paranoid.
No, wait, you need to get this on witness.
You need to get this on camera. Wait, did you hear him say that then? You need to get
What did he
this on camera.
say? What did he say?
Just want to move him out of the way. Yeah, I'd get a witness.
Abby, please. This is Abby, innit? Listen. If I get posted, no, wait, you need to get this on witness.
What did he say?
I don't know.
You need to get yourself a witness.
Wait, man.
No, don't wait 1 minute. Can I ask you a question?
What are you doing? Recording, you're getting arrested.
You're not getting arrested.
Putting pressure, bro. You don't know me. You don't know my story. What if my family...
You don't know me. You don't know my story. He thinks he's bastard Michael Jackson. You don't know me. You don't know my story. Unbelievable.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, but it's the same with everyone in these videos, you know what I mean?
As well.
It's just, it is what it is.
This bollocks. I can't believe people come out with this shit. If these coppers weren't here, you'd be fucking decked. It blows my fucking mind. You know when people say dumb shit like that?
Yeah.
Fucking blows my mind. Unbelievable.
You're the one who's getting spoken to by the police, not me. Right then, well, you're not getting arrested, are you? No.
Taylor,
Can you tell him to move? What are you doing?
Stop.
Taylor, shut up and fuck off.
Right, remember, right. Listen, wait, man. I need to get this sorted. Don't post it, man.
The more you kick off with it, the more...
Don't do that.
By acting up, you make it more likely.
You make it more likely. By acting up, you make it more likely that you're going online, you little fucking idiot.
Right, you make it more likely, mate.
He's asking him as a boyo. Let me just look at what this fucking means.
It just means like boy or young man or something.
Is it like some kind of slang term? Boyo.
Yeah.
Boyo. Boyo is a informal slang term used to address a boy or a man. It has strong roots in Welsh and Irish English. Slang term means young man, lad, or fella. You know. Fucking boyo.
You're not my boy, I don't know you, you don't know me.
The Jack the Lad type, MJ.
Well, I hope it doesn't, because you've got to be strong enough to not let it. I'd recommend gaining some mental strength. What? Tonight it is.
Tonight it's in Huddersfield. Oh, come on. Front line. What do you, Angela, what do you think of women being on the front line of policing?
Oh gosh, I'm muted. I'm so sorry. What do I think? I think that they should be. I do think, I do think, because in certain situations they can calm a situation.
Yeah.
And also then I also think if it's an aggressive situation, if a man will hit her, then that's a lot.
But that happened at Manchester Airport, didn't it? That lass got punched, broken nose, and she turned into this squealing fucking, for the want of a better word, pig. She was squealing like fuck, you know. And it's not nice for someone to be punched in the face, fucking hell, especially if you're not used to it. But that took out another constable or another couple of constables that were dealing with the issue. That's now dealing with her squealing like a fucking raging fucking, I don't know what.
Wasn't it the fact that they'd done that to begin with, that they got them involved, heavily involved?
Yeah, I think so.
So if he hadn't hit her possibly to begin with, then they wouldn't have been so hands-on.
Maybe.
I don't know. I can't remember the sequence. I don't remember.
I think it was a fucking clusterfuck from start to finish. I think all that.
Yeah. It was.
Respectfully, please.
Keep going on and on.
Leave it.
Go on then.
Are you literally just the weirdos going around?
Is it YouTuber?
It's a funny question, a bit of a leading question, isn't it?
Take your jacket down. I bet you got a badge on you, haven't you?
No, I've just got a camera.
No, you ain't got a badge, you ain't got shit.
You've got police written all over you.
You've got police written all over you. Fucking hell.
Oh my God.
Right, so a little story for you. I was training for a fight. I was in Huddersfield. I was training for a fight, and it was through the day. It was on a Saturday, and I'd run down from Greenhead Park, which is, I don't know if you can see my arrow, but up that way, Greenhead Park, and I ran down into town, and I ran through town, and a riot van stopped me, mounted the fucking curb, jumped out. Channel 5, cameras out in my fucking face. There's 10 coppers jump out and they're saying, right, hold him. I'm thinking, here we go, they finally caught me. This is my chance to start swinging. So I'm just about to fucking go off on one and they grab me. And I see one of them on the radio and they say, oh no, it's not him. And they let me go and they jump straight back. I'm thinking, you fucking bastards.
CID.
Oh, sorry.
YouTube, that's it, mate.
Yeah, CID.
CID.
Well, it's in your head, so you're probably thinking about it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Just
When you start talking like that, it's probably a reflection of your own thoughts. So if you're talking nonce this, nonce that, it's probably on.
I'll go on. Leave me alone.
Here we go.
Bit late now, pal. What do you want? What do you want? Listen, just let him go home. Fuck's sake.
My 17! You're up next up!
Oh my God, what's this? What is this?
I'll send up. Take the piss out, put it out. Leave me alone. I'll go home. I'll go home. Leave me alone.
Bit late now, pal. What do you want? What do you want? Listen, just let him go home. Fuck's sake.
My 17! You're up next up!
He's trying to bed her 17-year-old sister, Malby. Fred, Malby. Fucking hell. It's fucking Malby.
No, it wasn't.
You're 30 odd!
No, it wasn't.
Bullshit!
So this geezer's about 30 odd and she's accusing him of trying to shag her 17-year-old sister.
Fucking messages.
Now, hang on.
To prove it. She even told me.
So, situational awareness. I always try and talk about this when I'm watching these kinds of things. This guy here, I've not seen this before, but this guy here, the way he's looking at this guy isn't good. He's eyeing him up for a fucking sly one here.
You groomed her. You groomed her. 17-year-old sister.
So he's a groomer, apparently. Allegedly, he's a groomer.
What groomed a 17-year-old sister. You took advantage of her.
What do you want about?
When she was vulnerable.
No.
And you did that.
What did he do? I want to see what he did.
My best mate. My best friend.
So was this her best friend and he's been grooming? And I'm not being funny here. I've got to speak as I find here. No, I'll wait.
And you tried to my fucking 17.
Right, okay, I'm going to say, it's on my mind, I'm going to say it. If you're going to fucking wear a dress where your tits are hanging out, right, I ain't being funny, but you can't have tits like spaniel's ears. I ain't being funny, but if you've got tits like fucking saddlebags, you shouldn't be having a top that's got them on fucking show. Sorry, that's just my personal opinion.
It's a proper bra, really. But
get yourself a fucking bra, love. Come on.
Your sister.
She said you're a nonce and everyone's going to know.
Everyone's gonna know what you are. Watch. You're not gonna be able to set foot in Huddersfield.
It's fucked, isn't it? Huddersfield's bad.
Everyone knowing you're a fucking nuts. You're a pig.
Emily. Seriously. Listen, I'll say one thing, Mitch. I'm going to put you on your arse now.
He said, I'm going to say one thing, I want to put you on your arse. Fucking hell.
Emily, just listen to me. Listen to me. Please. Emily.
She's having it, look. She's pissed up. She's pissed up.
Yeah. Oh.
Jesus Christ. She's got the old pink knickers on as well. Is he knocked out the bloke? Has he knocked himself out the bloke?
What the fuck?
It's not like going on.
A 17-year-old child. I'm not. I will kill you.
Has this guy got a fucking handbag?
Yep, I'm hoping it's hers and he's being a gentleman. But
I'm hoping it's hers. I'm hoping it's hers as well. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Goes down for a full out.
Just tell him to chill. Tell him to chill. It's all right.
Fun fact, the pub that they're outside, so the church is there on the left-hand side. Across the road is a pub, and it used to be called, years ago, like more than 20, well, fucking hell, I've not been there for 20 years, but 20 years ago, it used to be called, I think it was called The Parrot. And it was the only pub in Huddersfield that I felt comfortable in. Like, if I'd see my mates, we'd go there. All the other fucking places in Huddersfield, we had people after us and we was after people. And it was bad. It was really bad.
What are you talking about? Listen, no, here, I've just whacked them away. Go in there. Go in there. I've just whacked them away from you now.
That's the pub.
Walk up. Walk up.
Oh my fucking God. Have you been to Huddersfield before?
Right.
sorry.
Have you been to Huddersfield, Angela?
I don't think I have, you know. No. I've not been many places really in the UK. No.
You're not fucking missing much. You are not missing much. It's a fucking shit. It's in between like Bradford, Leeds, and Dewsbury. It's like in.
Okay.
It's basically the toilet bowl of West Yorkshire. To be fair.
Oh right, lovely.
You alright?
Everyone knows who this boy is. Here we go. Here we go. Want to see more violence? Want to see more? Want to see pure violence?
You are my best mate. You're my best friend. And you hate trying to sleep with my 17-year-old sister.
I never tried to.
Bullshit.
I never.
So why did you hide it from me? You bullshit.
Do you know what would be really funny now? If this guy, she's upset, but it'd be really funny if this guy then said, look, if there's grass on the wicket, let's play cricket. Fucking hell. Oh, shit. Holy fucking shit. So this woman's moaning that this fucking 30-odd-year-old fucking weirdo has been messaging or saying that he wants to get in bed with fucking a 17-year-old sister, and she can't let this drop now. She can't let this drop whatsoever.
You hid it from me. You were sly about it. You're fucking nuts. I've got one thing to say to you. You're standing.
Cleopatra's, holy shit. That's still there. Fuck.
Do it like a fucking man. I'm telling you now. Wait there.
Where is it that you live, Angela? Derby? Are you on mute, Angela?
Am I on mute? Yeah, I was on mute.
Oh, sorry.
Now. Yeah, no, it's all right.
Do you live in Derby?
Yeah, I live like in between Derby and Ashbourne. It's a little like village area, but where I'm at the moment, the house I'm in is nearer Derby. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Is it Burton-on-Trent? Do you live near Burton-on-Trent?
No, that's down. You got the A38 and
Yeah.
the A52. That main roundabout there.
Yeah.
I live towards the Ashbourne. So if you were to go towards Ashbourne,
I know what you mean now. Yeah.
and you go past the few estates, not. It's yeah. I've blocked myself too many times on here, but
I know. Yeah. I know about like roundabout where you mean. I like Derby. I think it's a decent place, Derby.
it's all right. Yeah, I mean, I don't go out much, as you know now, but it was all right before. Yeah.
Do you know what though? I don't think many people do go out nowadays. Me and my missus, if we go out, I mean, obviously we go out separately, but if we go out, there's only like a certain amount of places we go. We're not like we're very picky on where we go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah. Oi, wait, right, boys.
This guy's like 40 or 50 years old.
Right.
Oh, it's his dad.
Listen, no one's got beef here. Have you got beef with him?
Nah.
Have you?
It's just a police officer.
Have you? No one's got beef with you here.
Imagine having to have your son stop you from being an absolute fucking lunatic. Fucking hell.
Can I get you home? Oh, you're one of the audit guys. Knock out.
What can I say?
Come on.
Okay, audits, everyone knows what audits is.
I'll set your fucking house on fire.
She's still
And
going.
I will fucking destroy your bike. And I'm serious. Because I have no family. Stay away. If you let him in there, he's not sealed prick.
This one's Mavericks, 80s and beyond.
Mavericks?
No.
You want to try and hash?
No.
Yeah.
What, you get us in?
Also, I can get you in there for now.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you let us in a bit when it's busy. Look better when it's busy, innit?
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Sorry, mate. No, I'm going in.
Unaware he switched off the cam, I pushed him off and we have a little bit of a verbal then. Right.
Welcome to Betfred Gaming. Immerse yourself in over 1,000 games.
What,
with
mate?
great sign-up on.
It's another gambling one. Another gambling advert.
It's terrible, isn't it, the gambling stuff?
Yeah.
I don't even gamble. I don't know what's coming up on mine.
I feel like he's attacking me. It's like going, go on my site, you've forgotten about me.
Yeah. Wasting money here, right?
Yeah.
That's the fool who fucking switched it off earlier. He's an idiot.
Turn that shit off.
So this Hush bar used to be called Bar Rouge, and one night there was an attack by a big gang from Huddersfield on this bar, and you've never seen nothing like it.
Okay.
We're not from that side. We're small island people. We call it small island.
From Manchester, bro. What did you just say? Are you from Manchester, bro? What are you doing in Huddersfield? The fuck?
Doesn't matter.
What is the matter, bro? What are you doing in Huddersfield, bro?
Checking it out.
Why is you in Huddersfield, though?
Well, I can't come Huddersfield because I'm from Manchester.
Manchester, man.
You're trying to be bad, not me.
This is why drinking and drugs, no one should really do it, because they end up like this fucking idiot here.
Yeah,
Go on, do something. You ain't got shit for me, you soft cunt.
I said you ain't got shit for me, you soft cunt. What's up with this fucking lad's leg here on this bit? What's up with that? Is that his leg?
I'm not.
I don't
know.
You're soft as lad. Promise you.
You don't know where I'm from.
Huh? It's off, it's off. You ain't gonna do shit whether it's on, off, or not. Don't
What the fucking hell's going off here? Is that a bra?
Fucking Jesus Christ.
Is this motherfucker coming out in just a bra?
Is that
Right,
real?
you ain't got nothing for me.
What is it?
It's a bra.
No, it can't. No, why? Oh my God.
She is walking out of somewhere with no top on, with just a bra on.
Yeah. And do you know what? I'm just going to say it, yeah. I get the whole thing to do with Islam, yeah, but that is just as offensive. I'm sorry. But that is an issue that no kid should be around. No kid should have to, nobody should have to see that ever.
Shouldn't have to see that shit. It's fucked up. Someone just put more spaniel's ears, right?
Spaniels. Jesus.
Fucking spaniel's ears.
Stop making excuses.
Put it off then, man.
Stop making.
And another one with spaniel's ears. What's fucking going off in Huddersfield?
Making excuses. Making excuses, man. Who says it's on? Who says it's on? Who says it's off? Do something. Make a fucking move. You'll get done in.
You'll get done in. I like him. I like him. I like him. I like him.
You're soft, lad. You would do nothing.
Don't go to that. Bro, them are all right. Don't go to that, bro.
Go on, do what you want then. Do what you want.
Bro, don't worry.
I'm not worried at all.
Bro. Go get a police badge.
Keep making it.
This is how it used to be in Huddersfield. That when I was on the doors, you'd have dickheads like this all the time coming up to you. I'm going to knock bounce a man out. I thought, fucking hell, shut the fuck up.
Excuses, lad. Excuses. Excuses. Go on, try and knock me out. You will be sorry. You'll be a sorry guy. You're soft, lad. You soft idiot. Go on, bounce.
You soft idiot.
What?
You fucking soft idiot.
Go on, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Come on.
What?
Please,
listen.
Leave it.
Go on. Box you, lad.
Bro.
This is where, I mean, Knockout Audits can look after himself. I think he's a boxer, but you can't have people putting their hands near you. It's so fucking strange that people allow this. That people allow people in their space, you know, fucking weird as fuck.
Bro, chill out.
Step back. Oh what?
Chill out, bro.
Back up, mate. Back up. I've got this kid.
Chill out.
Go on, do something.
Chill out. Listen, chill out, bro. Yo, I'll tell you what. Let it go. Let it go.
Plant him. What's happening here?
Tell you what, let him do it. Tell you what, have it with my boy, yeah? Have it with my boy, yeah? Have it with him. Go on.
Let him do
it. Did he come ready to fight in his shorts?
I think he must have done.
This motherfucker's he's just took his trousers off and he's ready to fight. This fucker's fucking Batman.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yo, go in now.
Get him now. The lad in the blue shirt, typical fucking arsehole. Oh yeah, get him now.
Right here.
Yo, you want to fight with me? Go on here,
I'm ready.
At some point, them shorts are coming off. At some point, he's going to get totally naked, and that's why we're going to fucking fight.
Yeah.
With him now.
Move out of the way.
Watch out. Bang him. You better bang him. Bang him, Jack.
Beautiful. Come on. Yeah. Bang, bang.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Normally down.
He's fighting two of them. Do you know what? Credit to him. He's fighting two of them off while holding his fucking camera.
Yeah, there was 3 of them, I think, and then attacked him, didn't they?
Oh God, yeah.
Bang him now.
Crazy shit.
Gush worries? Try new Always. It absorbs gushes 2 times
Why am I
faster.
getting fucking gush worries?
Still tracking that holiday
Why the
price?
fuck am I getting gush
No
worries on
need.
my fucking ads?
Don't forget that.
You know, it's bad, this, Angela.
Mine. Oh, it's good, it's good. So, yeah.
Tampon had to fucking annoy.
Why a little bit of it?
That's connected, yeah?
Yeah.
Drop me to shop.
Alright.
No, I'm still. Look at me.
Yeah?
I'm so sorry.
You good, you good?
No, it's not good.
I'm fine, mate. Used to it.
Look at
You've got to get if you're going to do this, you've got to get used to it. Now you've got to be in it for the fight as well, I suppose.
I'm so sorry.
Don't worry.
Sorry.
Appreciate it.
His mum.
What?
That's his mother. Barefoot and pregnant is his mother. This fucking woman is his mother. She's out till what, 6 in the fucking morning with her son. He's cocked off his head, obviously. The mother's there. She don't give a fuck. Broken Britain.
You're his mum? Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Don't worry.
Get a taxi, come on.
I'm in a hotel round the corner.
He's probably with the fuck. He's back. This motherfucker's back.
Huh? Wanna get back?
His top's off. What kind of body shape is this? This is a terrible body shape.
SpongeBob, you know.
Look, I don't swing that way, but this is not attractive. This is not an attractive body shape.
You know what I mean? It's like, what is it? Oh,
The fuck
no,
is
don't
this?
say that. No. Pardon me, crikey.
It's terrible, isn't it? He's got a pigeon chest. He's got arms like fucking. He's got arms like fucking pipe cleaners.
Banged again. You get banged again. Get your state of your fucking face, lad. Get your teeth.
Finish him! He said, "Finish him now." He got absolutely smashed up, and someone shouts, "Finish him!" What's this? What's this rolling of the hands? What's this shit?
Then it come and look, it's like, don't, it's dancing, I can't. I don't know what to say. Oh, God.
I think this is some kind of new martial art where you try and dance in front of them to try and like get them off fucking balance or whatever, and then he's gonna come across with a big fucking maker. Oh fucking hell! What's going off here?
Savage, yeah, so am I.
He's a savage. He said he's a savage.
Okay.
Let's hear that again. Let's hear that again.
Savage, I'm a savage, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a savage, bro. I'm a savage.
Imagine them, is it New Zealand?
Marys.
Rugby players.
Yeah, the Marys.
Yeah, that's one, yeah.
Fucking hell, he's a savage.
So am I.
Stop it!
Pinch his mother. Give your mum a smack in the fucking head. Left him again. And I'll get the choke.
Get out of it!
Get the YouTuber.
Get out of it! Get out! Get out of it!
You put any on the fucking camera, innit? Oh, I'm gone.
Yeah, you need to agree, you little bitch. No. You are nothing, lad. 1-on-1, you are nothing.
I'm fucking helping you.
Hands, let go. Hey, that's bouncer. That's bouncer.
The bounce shouldn't be getting involved. It's nothing to do with bouncing. Nothing. Brian, if Timu sold a hacker.
That's bouncer. Yo.
Yeah, I'm good.
Turn the fucker off. Listen.
Filming it for my own fucking reasons.
No, I'm fucking getting in here. You stay here. I'm sorry. Yo, turn the camera on. Turn the fucking camera on.
Yeah, what?
Are you going to kick me or not?
Yeah.
You see, I can't have this prick putting his hands on me. He'd get it and all. Why do people think they've got the right to tell you what you can and can't do in public? Why?
Yeah.
It winds me up. It winds me the fuck up.
Calm down a second.
He's the one who keeps coming back.
I'm not fucking. Listen, brother. I know. I've fucking sent him away. Listen, brother.
Yeah.
Just wait there a second.
Stay there.
I won't be having anyone telling me where I can and can't fucking stand. Fucking No-Neck could be getting told to fuck off. And fucking this dipshit would be getting told to fuck off and all. I'll be like a fucking windmill.
What you've had tonight, it was us for. You've come for a fight. It was us for, exactly. You come for a fight. You can't just go around recording people.
I don't know. Of course you can, you fucking prat. Of course you can. You can't go around looking like an absolute fucking goon, but you're doing it.
What's up, funny though? Do you think you're big?
Dropped him twice.
You're still bleeding. You're still bleeding.
No.
Exactly.
Who cares? It's a bit of blood. Who gives a fuck? Bit of blood.
Yeah.
This is fucked. It's fucked, mate. It's fucked.
Yeah, I agree. It's messed up.
I'm starving, so I'm going to go and get a fucking kebab ordered.
Okie dokie. Have a good evening.
Yeah, have a lovely evening, and I shall see you very soon, mate.
You will do. Thank you for having me. I'll speak to you soon.
No worries. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
See you in a bit. Ta-da.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah, I'm starving. I've only had a bit of a pizza today and a bit of chocolate. I need something to eat. And the dog's annoyed. He's not fucking speaking. But thanks for joining me, everyone in the chat. I hope you enjoyed watching Knockout Audits. Good lad. Decent boxer. Stands his ground. I've got respect. Do you know what? I don't care if you get knocked down on your arse 20 times. If you're standing your ground against bullies, whether there's one or there's 20 of them, you've got my full backing. You've got my full fucking backing. Go and have a look at Knockout Audit if you've not looked at his stuff. He's very, very good. I like him. It's one of the reasons I don't go out doing that, though. I could go out with my camera every single fucking day. I could go to night outs in different places, different towns and cities. But I know I'm going to get the same kind of reaction as this lad's going to get. And that lands me in fucking bother. That lands me in fucking jail. And my missus will go mad. My missus will go mad. And she only just puts up with me now. She only just puts up with me now. So I'm not going to rock that boat. But yeah, whatever you're doing tomorrow, enjoy it. Sunday, you might be back at work on Monday. I don't think I'm back at work till Tuesday now. The missus comes back on Monday from a week in Mallorca with her mates. Apparently it's been great. And I've enjoyed my time on my own as well, which is great. I think you need a bit of that. You need a bit of that you time. You need a bit of that where without going too deep with it, I think if you're in relationships, you need to do stuff for yourself as well, whether that's holidays, whether that's, time out, go out with your mates, whatever. You need that. You absolutely need it. I think it helps the relationship. I think it helps with, stuff like that. Anyway, I'm now fucking Miriam Stoppard, Claire fucking Rayner. What's that with the fucking bin that was on this morning? It was always on about relationships. Keith Chegwin. Fuck knows. Anyway, I digress. Have a good day tomorrow, whatever you're doing, and I shall see you very, very soon. Au revoir.